Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are back again. We are at Paul Ricard. I have with me here is RWB Debug, and myself is John D. And we're doing another one, aren't we, Debug?
We certainly are, my friends. We certainly are. Sorry about that. I actually, what's the word I'm looking for? I judged your judge a character because I couldn't see the stream starting, so total balls up from me. But yeah, we are doing another 3-hour endurance live stream. I don't know why we're doing it. I think it's because we're both nuts and we enjoyed it last time, and especially when, right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there you go. I said it. Right now, the Formula One's cancelled, the football's cancelled, rugby's cancelled, tennis is cancelled, every single sport is cancelled, apart from these fine athletes who will be sitting their asses onto their seats tonight, grabbing hold of their steering wheels and going for it for 3 hours long. Anyway, yeah. So now I'm looking forward to tonight, John.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that as well. It's going to be a juicy one. It's going to be very, very interesting. The rules have changed slightly from the last endurance race. There is qualifying has been done in time trial, and we are running full damage tonight. It's not partial damage as the previous race, it's full damage. And I hear some rumors about the front wheel drives being a bit twitchy on breakdowns after the Mistral straight on Paul Ricard here. So there might be an accident or two. There was someone betting on 5 people going out in the first turn.
Oh, really? That's absolutely amazing. I like bets. Even better. I mean, how many people have we got watching the stream tonight? Let's have a look. We've got 8 people watching so far. Hello to those watching the stream. We're going to be doing, I've got a little plan for you guys tonight. We're going to be doing some little competitions, some little questions as well along the way, because it's a long way to go. Listen. I don't know if you heard that, but that's my beer opening up. So I'm going to be drinking and probably going to a toilet a lot while John D takes over at certain parts. But John, do you want to talk to us tonight about what you'll probably notice, ladies and gents, is there's no actual qualifying when we started this stream. There's just a 5-minute warm-up. So, John, did you want to take us through why there is only a warm-up tonight and no qualifying?
Well, as I said, the qualifying have been done in time trial, and there was a cut-off 48 hours before the race, so effectively Thursday evening. And I think a lot of guys put in a bit of effort in the end in the last few days to do a bit of time trial. I think there was a time trial war between helmet and rudders for the WTCR class. The GT2 class didn't seem that busy. Other people have put in a lot more time into practicing. Should I run hard tires or soft tires on the GT2? How many pit stops should I have? How should I refuel? There's a lot of tactics going on in the GT2 class and also in the WTCR, I suppose. Absolutely. So it's gonna be impossible to keep track of everything, but we'll do our best, won't we?
Yeah, so let's just have a quick rundown while we're going through, because we've only got 35 seconds left. So we've got some new names which I haven't really followed that much at the moment. We've got Owen Merrill currently in the Corvette, which is a GT2 class. We've got, I'm not even going to pronounce that. Sorry, my friend, if you watch this. It's not. I just don't want to insult you. We've got Medster and Allwin as well tonight. We've got Torsten Ulrich. We got Seahacks Racing. That's not Seahacks, that's Dave Crew, but it's because they're still jumping all around on timings. We've got Seahacks there, sporting a Honda. We've got so many new people tonight, and it's literally a second before warm-up's done. So
it is, but we'll have a bit more time here because it will be a rolling start and not a standing start. So they will be doing a whole formation lap before they take off. They're going to do in a single line now for 120 kilometers an hour, and then they'll file up in double files and have about 10 seconds between the GT2s and the VTCR, and the leader pole position in each class is going to kick it off. Yep. And I think we have a lot of new racers in this event because the first one was a bit popular, so there's quite a few outside the club as such that is participating in the event tonight.
I think it's a fantastic commentary that people got from the last event as well, wasn't it, John? I mean, sublime, to be honest.
Absolutely. Must have played a part.
Absolutely. Right. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the cars are lining up right now. You're likely to see, I mean, if you see a GT2 at the back, I'd be very scared and surprised unless there's been a big issue there. But you'll see the GT2s in a minute take off. Sorry, John, what you?
Yeah, I can just go through the qualifying record here for the GT2. I think they actually already set based on the time trial. So the starting position will be as we see in the overlay now.
Awesome. Yeah.
And if I'm not much mistaken, Medster will be the last one in the GT2. I don't think Evil is racing. He's qualified, but I don't think he's racing. He had some
It looks like
visitors
it's
tonight.
actually Joan and Vis van Versveld, which is 15th and 16th in the actual GT2 class at the back there in the Corvette, and then you've got Vis van Versveld in the BMW GT2 as well.
Yeah, I think there is a few people that was the event was overbooked. So there
Right.
was more people showing interest for the event than could participate, because I think the grid is 36 people. And myself pulled out to help out with the commentary here, so that freed up the spot. And I don't think everybody have done a time trial,
which I'm very thankful for you doing, to be honest.
We had the last time, didn't we? So
yeah, we did, to be fair.
So it's gonna be interesting. So let's see here. I'm just gonna take the tactics part during the warm-up right away. We can see in the GT2 class there is a mix between who's running on hards and soft. We see Ryan Winch in first spot on softs. We see Dave in softs. We see Pinpoint in third on hards and Jürgen Wolby in fourth on hards. We have Fabio on softs in fifth. And then it's hards for Jammer and hards for Scott Free. It's gonna be a good mix.
Just want to quickly talk about Pinpoint there, sporting third position. Now, Pinpoint, he's really critical and quite surgical when it comes to the actual time trials of these races. So you can guarantee that he has done some proper training for this. He's done some proper time trials, and he's done some proper setups for this. And seeing him in third position to start with, especially in his famous BMW he uses, is great. So I'll be really interested to see how he does, and especially on that tyre choice. He's going to be going longer and deeper into this race, and it'll be interesting to see how much he can keep up with Ryan and Dave, which, as you said, are on the soft tyres. They're in the Corvette, bit of speed. So yeah,
it's I did a bit of testing since I was on the verge of actually racing, and it's either or. I don't think you can mix the softs and the hards. You either have to go 4 stints with 3 stops on the softs, or you go 3 stints with 2 stops on the hard for the GT2s. For the WTCRs, I think it's gonna be 2 stops. It's also a bit interesting in that class because it's a front-wheel drive, and it's very easy to overcook your tires if you drive them too hard. So how hard you drive is going to affect the temperature and the tire wear, and how long you can drive with them and how fast they're going to last.
John, just to stop you, they are now coming to the final grid, and I believe this is a start, isn't it?
This is the start.
So we've got Ryan. He's gone already. Ryan is pushing forward. Dave Crew behind him in second place. Pinpoint seems to have kept his position as well. It's a pretty solid, that's quite a drama-free start, to be honest, in the GT2s. Jürgen Wolby right behind Pinpoint on the harder tyre as well. And it'll be nice to see what Van can actually do as well. And he's a bit behind though on those softs. So the first, Ryan and Dave have gotten in front straight away and pulling away a nice gap. Pinpoint kind of in the middle of this pack here. We've got Fabio currently in 6th with Jammer following behind him in 7th. Scott Free currently in 8th position. He is sporting a hard tyre, and he's got Rigel right behind him on that soft tyre option. And already Rigel wants to get past Scott Free and get towards the front of that pack. FX UK in currently 10th position. Flack in 11th. We've got Al Gartner in 12th position. Napone in 13th. We're looking at Yon 14th. RWB Medster in 15th. And not sure whether he's had an off, but Lachlan Nichols in 16th position. Now, we've spoken about the GT2s. We've had a good look at the GT2s. as Roland Racing said, let's have a look at those WTC cars. Helmet is currently leading in P1. John D, could you tell us a big difference between the GT2s and the WTCs, and what is going to be their challenges at the back at the moment compared to the GT2s?
Well, the big difference is the GT2s are a lot faster.
Obviously. I see where this is going. I'm going to sip my beer and let you carry on there.
Well, the VTCRs obviously are front-wheel drives. They don't have the same amount of horsepower, and they are a bit more difficult to control since they, when they release the throttle, they brake on the front wheels and not the rear wheels. So they are a lot more tricky to control, and they don't have the same top-end speed, and you will see them understeer a lot. And yeah, it's a very different driving experience.
We're seeing some lovely driving there from Forston. We know that Forston likes to absolutely chuck his car around. When we watched that, when we did the last 3-hour commentary, Forston, we were laughing at the drifting he was doing. And it seems to be like he's already giving Helmet. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how these guys pan out, because Helmet and Forston are definitely the ones to watch. Forston going on the late brake there into that corner. Let's have a look at the rest of the pack at the moment.
Yeah, we could. There is not such a big field in the VTCR as in GT2s. The GT2s seem to be a bit more popular, but we have good old Rodders there in 4th place, don't we? It's going to be interesting to see how his strategy is going to play out. We know he put a lot of work into it, so might be a differentiator, definitely.
Absolutely, and the thing with Rodders is he's going to take positions, he's going to take advantage of those who do slip up, like we've just seen from Helmet, who was currently in 1st place. He went wide and he's now down into 6th place in the WTCs. So, we see this probably far too often with poor Helmet sometimes. He does really, really well, and then poof, he's gone. And he's currently got Charger, the old school, old boy Charger. He's going to see if he can hunt him down, but he's got Hax on his back, and we know that Hax is vicious when it comes to attacking. He's going for the attack now on Charger, but Charger likes to be wide and he likes to place his car in a good position.
Charger never gives you an easy pass, never. It doesn't matter how fast the guy behind him is, it's never going to be an easy pass with Charger.
They are literally touching almost. They are almost touching. And that's some great racing. They're going down the main straight, back straight at the moment on Paul Ricard. Can he? He's just. I think Charger, as you said, he's going to be extremely wide right now. He's going to keep pace. He's going to keep doing what he does best, and that's just steady, nice racing. And it's nice to see Charger racing actually, because I got big respect for Charger, because I know he's had a bit of a tough one, so it's lovely to see him racing tonight, and especially taking part in a 3-hour race. Unlucky Charger for going wide on that corner. You've just seen commentator's curse, John D.
It's commentator curse in effect. He's overshooting that turn, and it's a bit awkward part of the track, that bit. You have the double right-hander, which is quite long and tightening, and then you go a bit faster into another turn that is tightening on the left-hander there, and it's going to cook your tires in that combination until they go on the main straight afterwards.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice to see Tiger, currently in 10th place. Again, keep it consistent, keep it on the grey stuff, Tiger. And, look, we've got 2 hours, 51 minutes. We talked about this last time we did a 3-hour endurance race. We've got so long into this race left, and you don't have to be aggressive and fast at the moment. We're looking at Tiger and looking at Menacing Skull actually, which is 11 seconds behind Tiger. He's obviously had an off. Not sure whether he's picked up any damage. It doesn't show that he has, but I wonder what's happened to him. I don't know if you saw him drop back beforehand.
There was another one going off at the same time. That Helmet had an off, so there was obviously that third turn there that something happened. So about the same time, I would say. And there were also some reports earlier today about that first section of turns causing 100% damage to the suspension if they're not too careful over the curbs. So if they overshoot the first turn, and before they rejoin again, I think it's right here, on the left-handed there. If they are too far on the inside and overshoot the curb, they can actually cause full damage to the suspension. So
Okay.
that's something to watch out for as well. To put it this way, I'll be surprised if everybody get through the race today without any damage.
Yeah, and let's just look how this is panning out for the GT2s. It's going to be difficult for us tonight, ladies and gents, boys and girls watching, because obviously we got two totally different classes to look at. We've got GT2s and the WTCs. At the moment, Ryan and Dave are creating quite a gap. We got a 3-second gap behind Dave Crew. Sorry, we got a 3-second gap. It looks like Pinpoint is just being challenged for third. Actually, and it looks like he's lost third to Jorgen, both on the hard tyre. And look at that pack behind them. It's almost as if they're hungry for. I don't know. I mean, do you
pack
think
of sharks, isn't it? Just waiting to
yeah,
attack.
it's almost as if Pinpoint's been keeping them at bay. And as you said, we've now got Jammer, Rigel and Fabio. They're all behind Pinpoint. I think we're going to start seeing a gap. I don't know if Pinpoint's struggling on those tyres, if they're just a bit too, they're not grippy enough for him. I mean, do you say you practiced on this, John?
Yeah, I did a bit of a practice on it, and I didn't find the softs and the hard to have such a huge difference. You are quite a bit slower on the hards when you have a full fuel tank, but they don't lose as much grip and speed at all when you get lighter and lighter. You just the lap time just decreases progressively with you losing fuel and weight, while the softs were not really the same behavior. You would lose grip and performance as they were worn down.
Okay.
But currently we're having Rigel and Fabio at the back of that pack with softs, and they really need to get past if they're going to take advantage of the softs.
Well, you know, I mean, Pinpoint is just keeping this pack at bay at the moment. Jorgen already seems to be keeping a bit of a gap. He's now got a bit of clean air. He's keeping a gap. He's ahead of Pinpoint. Jammer desperately he's looking to get ahead of Pinpoint as well. I just wonder if Pinpoint's maybe just taking it a bit easy. He's got the whole tactic. I'm gonna let it go. If Jammer wants to use his tyres up and overheat them to get past me, that's fine. I'll let him do it. It certainly looks like Jammer is on the aggression. He's definitely trying to get past. And will that cost him in the first pit stops? We'll just have to wait and see, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's not like he can let go either, because he has a couple of drivers right behind him. So if he's relaxing, there's going to be two swooping past him in a turn somewhere. So you've got to keep on the pressure.
He's gone wide. That could be Jammer. We literally just saw Pinpoint go wide, and he's being shoved off as well. I think Van gave him a bit of contact, and that's devastating for Pinpoint. He went wide on that corner. Jammer took advantage. Pinpoint tried getting back into it, and I think he got tapped out of the way. So that's critical for Pinpoint right now. It's let Rigel and this go past.
That's a critical incident, definitely. At the same time, though, it's not easy to say whether he was tapped out or whether he turned in on them. That's a question for a replay to review later, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But definitely devastating at this point in the race. But I mean, long way to go.
You know what? As commentators, we're allowed to be this critical. We're allowed to say, and he pushed him off. I cannot believe it.
We have Dave Crew having off.
Hello. What happened there? Dave Crew will not like that at all. Rigel's just gone past Dave Crew and said, "See you later, bye bye," and that is awful. We have
Jürgen Volby at second place with a Jammer right up his chaff, doesn't he? And
absolutely.
We have a healthy lead of 11 seconds for Ryan Winch at the top.
He is absolutely flying. I mean, talk to me about Ryan Winch. I have not done a lot of racing with him, and I've not seen him a lot. Do you know a lot about this Ryan guy? Jammer's going in for the overtake. He's gone on the inside, clean, nice, and can he hold it? Yes, he can.
That's a classic slipstream, isn't it?
Absolutely. Jammer just seems to be. You know what? I didn't think of Jammer being one to watch tonight, but so far, he's done some really good moves.
Second place, I would say you're wrong.
Thank you very much.
It's definitely one to watch, but I mean, this is a huge race. I mean, there's such a pack there. I mean, and it's only Ryan that's taking a commanding lead, as you say. It's dangerous though, letting one guy race alone and then doing his own thing at the front there. So
absolutely, and it looks like Ryan's even cutting through the WTCs now. He's caught up with them. He's cutting through them. He's coming up to one now. So this is going to play into Jammer's hands or Ryan's hands. It all depends.
I would imagine it's a lot easier for Ryan at the front end on his own, trying to pass that pack rather than the 4 or 5 cars in the back there that has to pass the pack and watch out at the same time. And together with those front wheelers that understeers out of turns and oversteers into turns, it could be some scary moments.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they have to be aware. They have to keep an eye on this. Big shout out to the 11 people watching the stream right now. Hello. If you got any questions you want to hit me and John up with, that's fine. Yes, to the person who says I sound like an Englishman. I am English. I'm actually proper English. A lot of the club members are Northern. And it's not their fault for being Northern. It's not their fault for having an unfortunate disability in life. But, and John, where are you from? Sorry.
I'll take a guess.
I'm going to say Deutschland?
No. I'm from Norway. I'm a Norwegian.
Norway.
There's 2 Norwegian in the club. It's me and Audi.
One of the best drivers are from Norway.
Don't know about that. We're the only ones here, so we can't really. That's not really, you know, representative of the population, is it?
So yeah. So do you know what? We're going to try and we've given Sir GT2 some really good coverage so far, and we're currently on board with Ryan Winch. He's currently in first position. He's on the 8th lap. On the soft tyres, he's 10.8 seconds ahead of Jammer right now. Jammer is in second place. He's done some quality racing in the BMW GT2 so far on the hard tyre. And guess what, John? He's got the chief track master, the person who will hunt you down and take you out and eat you up for supper. He's got Rigel right behind him now. And
are we surprised?
We're not surprised, but deep down, Jammer will be looking behind him now instead of looking in front of him. And Rigel will be reeling him in and taking advantage of these WTC cars he's got to overtake. Now, let's just have a look at the track. So Rigel's overtaking these cars. He's got the speed on Jammer at the moment. I think this is one to follow.
Yeah, I'm guessing that Rigel's going to slipstream past Jammer on the Mistral straight here.
Yeah, I think
Jammer
he's already
went a bit wide.
Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Rigel's right on Jammer's tail. Can he get the slipstream and can he do the overtake? Let's stay on board with these guys. He's currently going out. This could be Jammer. Should Jammer have moved over? Should he have defended that position? No, Rigel has not got the power, so he's just going to get behind Jammer again. I mean, what does that tell you about Jammer's setup?
Well, he's probably going low drag, but we see Dave Crew there going very, very, very wide. There was a bit of a fight between Dave Crew and Jürgen Ballby there.
Dave Crew retiring. Hold on a second. What is going on here?
He might have hit the wall. 100% damage.
I'm not too sure. Has he got 100% damage or?
I don't know, but he's stopped.
Not sure. This is a real shame. Dave Crew, he was top two of the race. He had it all to win, and it looks like he's stopped. I mean, he could have coronavirus. He could have breathing disorder. We just don't know.
He got going again.
He's going. Wow. Okay.
What was that? He must have had something happen.
There goes Dave Crew. Yeah, people are saying disconnects, people are saying all sorts, but yeah, no.
I think it's equipment failure. Wheel, pedal, something.
Yeah. Just don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so for those of you who are watching the stream tonight, welcome to RWB stream, welcome to the race. We race as a club, we race pretty much every single night we can, and these guys, when we say equipment failure, these guys have got steering wheels mounted to their desks, they've got real good pedals, and anything can happen at any time. You know, a lead could come out of their steering wheel. They could, I mean, joking aside, they could have actual equipment failures. I mean, I'll never forget when Speed Demon was racing while he was adjusting his Fanatec pedals. just having a look at this again, Jammer is still holding on to P2. Every single time he goes down this straight, Rigel just hasn't got the legs on him, but has he this time? He's gaining, Can he late brake here? Is he going to late brake? He's not going to do it this time.
No.
It's too early to do it.
It's
too early to do it. Right, as much as I'd love to follow these guys, let's take a look. Forsten Ulrich. He's currently in P1 for the
VTCR.
What are these called again? What are they called?
VTCRs.
BTCR. I
W.
don't bloody know. The front wheel drive Nancy cars. Let's call them that.
World touring cars.
World touring cars. There we go. There we go. But
that's a bit easier for you, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Currently in first position, Andre has got the likes of Rodders giving him a little lesson in some RWB racing. This is quite tasty, actually. So we've got Forsten in first place, Andre in second place, and Rodders right behind him. Let's follow this a little bit.
Yeah, and we have the good old Helmet as well back in fourth place. So he's picked his way up after the off that we saw a bit earlier.
Do you think sometimes with these guys, I used to find when I was racing, I actually preferred following people, John. I mean,
yeah.
So I think it's a big thing for those front runners to have to lead, because you're always going to get people trying to outbrake you, outdo you, and at that point in your mind, you're thinking, am I braking at the right time? Am I doing the right thing? It's a bit of a psychological game, really, isn't it, when you're in front?
It is always more positive to be on the attack. So you're behind trying to overtake someone, you're in the attack. It feels so much more negative to be on the defense to make sure the other guy doesn't get past. And you need to have experience with it, you know, you need to have the preparation, to have the laps around the track, to know and be confident on where you're going to brake and how you're going to do the turn. Because what the one behind you is waiting for is that you overshoot and that he can sneak in on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, which is exactly what Rodders is doing. And you know what, Rodders has recently stepped down from a lot of the club administration. What's that?
Rigel is past Jammer.
Well, we'll follow this one for a bit. I'd love to follow the Rigel and Jammer battle, but at the same time, these WTCs are great to watch, and especially Rodders is really going for it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are we going to see some improved racing from Rodders? Does he feel a bit more energised now? A lot of the club administration is now off of him, so he's like, right, I'm doing this. I'm getting down. I'm getting dirty. I'm going to have him. And these two are still fighting while the GT2s are passing them. It's great. And look at this. Whoa, Andre just went straight in front of GT2. Oh, Rodders moved. And that is, okay.
Who was that? Was that Rigel or Jammer or who was it?
I don't know, but I'm sure there's probably some comms going on there. I mean, to be fair,
what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? For God's sake. These two are just going for it, aren't they? They don't want to give an inch, and that's what I love about the racing. They don't want to give an inch. And to be fair, it is up to the GT2s to pass them sensibly at the right position, at the right time. It's better for them to pass them when they can, rather than Rodders and Andre just move over into a dangerous position and cause a crash by doing that.
Yeah, we can take a little bit about that, but the onus is definitely on the faster car to overtake the slower ones, and if they're racing, they will be allowed to race, and the others have to find a perfect, appropriate spot to overtake. And the most dangerous thing is to unexpected behavior. You know, you're not supposed to brake on a straight. You're not supposed to brake early into a turn and things like that. Be predictable. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely. And I saw then, you know what, this Andre, he's driving so exceptionally. When one of the GT2s passed him on the main straight, he actually tucked in for a bit of drafting, knowing that Rodders couldn't do that as well. And because Rodders had a GT2 by the side of him. And it's stuff like that. Look at him. He's separated Rodders from that GT2. And it's stuff like that. And these guys, yes, it's sim racing. Yes, it's not in a real car, but they're still using their heads for the next 3 hours on how they're going to avoid each other and how Andre's really thinking, how am I going to get that gap away from Rodders, which is currently 0.68 of a second?
Yeah, it seems like you had a little bit of breathing air there after the GT2's passing, so it seems like there is a little bit of gap, but we will see who's the faster and how quickly he can pick it up, or if it's increasing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and talking about that, Helmet is the one which is kind of... I think Helmet suffered the most with his GT2s going past, because where Rodders and Andre are really in it, Helmet's now fallen back 5.8 seconds behind Rodders. So they're either... Oh, there's a GT2 off. That is a GT2 off.
A white one, who would that be?
I'm not too sure, but again, I mean...
Jammer.
I hope it's not Jammer. It wouldn't have been Jammer because Jorgen was only 6 seconds behind Jammer. So it could be one of the backpacks. Looking at it, it might be... I'm not too sure. Not too sure, but that's unfortunate. I wonder if he just braked himself too hard. Shout out to Dave Crew. Unfortunately, he has had to retire. His wheel went bonkers. So yeah, you're absolutely right, John. It was a hardware failure and he had to retire. He did try and get it going, but shame. Unlucky Dave, you had that. It would have been a great race.
I would have had Dave Crew for a good position today. He's one of those guys that drives rather consistently and doesn't do many mistakes, so
Absolutely.
expected him to be quite high up there today.
Absolutely.
It's not like a no Rigel to do crashing a lot, but
it's not going to happen unless someone hits him, and then they always hide. Listen, C-Hacks, he's 11.6 seconds from Helmet. He's just relaxing, enjoying his race, to be honest, isn't he? And again, trying not to get too caught offline by these GT2s like he just has. Audi 0.4 seconds behind him. Is Audi going to take advantage of that? Is he sitting there saying, I tell you what, Hacks, you move out of the way of that GT2 because I've been slipstreaming him and now I'm going to go for you.
Audi's quite close, so he might definitely have a go at him.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to watch this one, actually. Oh, FX UK, no! Are you joking? Unfortunately, we've lost FX UK as well. His game crashed to desktop. Just crashed to desktop. Unlucky, FX. We're really sorry to hear that, mate.
So we had 2 people out already in the GT2s.
Yeah, 2 people out already.
All right.
Absolutely.
The upside is that our bet of everybody finishing is come true.
Yeah, I know, right? Audi right on the rear of C-Hacks right now. Is he going to look to try and overtake him on one of the corners? He's not, but he needs. If he can get the right corner in here, he can get right behind C-Hacks, and he can maybe go for a good setup and go for a good overtake here. He's 0.6. He's under a second. He's literally looking at that big old red Honda sign.
Can we get a bit of a camera on Thies van Versveld? Because I think there's a few guys here that's trying to watch him, and he's fighting with Medster at the moment.
We certainly can. We certainly can. Let's just... there we go. We got looking at... We're back to a GT2.
It's GT2 battle between 2 BMWs. BMWs have been really, really popular in the GT2 class. Yeah. There's a lot of them.
It's just a shame there's a lot of them on the road in public as well. I mean, I BMW drivers, I'm pleased that some of them are now buying the indicator package. I think it's a good thing to buy. I've got a lot of respect for him now. Oh, look at Thies is going for... Oh, I thought he was going for an overtake then. He's right behind Medster. Let's have a look on the rear wing of Medster. He's right behind him. He just needs to get the right setup and the right position ready to attack down the main straight, or the back straight, sorry.
And they're both on the soft as well. It's not too long until the people in soft are going to start coming into the pits.
Absolutely.
I don't imagine the soft lasting much more than 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah, so, I mean, in laps, how many laps would that be? I mean...
24 laps.
Okay, 24 laps. Currently lapping 1 minute 53s is Thies van. If I pronounce this wrong by the people watching, I'm sorry. Thies van Versveld.
No, it's Thies van Versveld.
Excuse, it's Thies van Versveld. You love it. love it whenever
You don't have the hang of this.
European name. Like, what? This? He went wide. Medster went wide, and I thought that gave him the actual attack. Shout out to Sem, shout out to Bruce, shout out Dave, Cos, FX. Thank you for watching the stream tonight, ladies and gents, boys and girls. We will be giving you guys and girls some actual questions for you to answer and see if you're actually right. See how much you know about motorsport, but not right now. Listen, I want to go back to the WTCs very, very quickly because I'm trying to give these guys a proper little bit of a screen time between the GT2s and the WTCs. It's quite. Let's just see if this can do anything. These can do anything this lap. I don't think he's close enough again. I think he's going to play it safe and sit at the back. Look, so currently down in 11th, we've got. Do you want to pronounce this one, John? As you're so good with names.
Grunjan.
And the first name, please.
I can't see it. Where is it? Sihirjar Grunjan.
That's a lot better than I do. He's currently running in 11th place. He's a little bit behind. He's 7. Hold on a second. He's on his 7th lap, so he's 7 laps behind Menacing the Skull. I'm not too sure what's happened there. Not too sure whether he had to go away for a bit or maybe had an off or a pit stop. But 7 laps behind Menacing the Skull.
Have he had an accident?
Maybe.
Repaired and done his 15-minute stop?
Absolutely, maybe. One to watch though, Menacing Skull, Allwin and Charger all battling for 8th position at the moment in the WTCs. This is one to watch, and guess what? Guess what? Our resident commentator, our main man Tiger, is also currently battling for this as well. We've got Tiger, Charger, Allwin, and Menacing the Skull in a train trying to attack for now what is 6th position. Because it looks like Andre has retired from the race as well, ladies and gents.
Has he retired as well?
It looks like he has. He's dropped back behind the WTCs. Or is he pitting? Let's have a quick look and then go back to his race. Oh, no, he's pitting. He's pitting. Ignore me, everybody. He's pitting. Which is that going to trigger Rodders to pit, I wonder?
No, I think Rodders will go on and keep going for a lot longer.
So look at this. Look at this. Now, listen to this, ladies and gents, boys and girls. The thing you need to know about Tiger is he's very critical about Charger.
Is he?
It is fake news. He is, because Tiger has a lot of time for Charger because of the disabilities that Charger carries in life. Like, obviously, driving without any legs and having a colostomy bag plugged into him, having all his grandchildren, great-grandchildren at the racetrack, and, you know, it's absolutely incredible that someone with such a lot of fucked up things with him can actually come and race. But the truth to this is Tiger is actually Charger's cousin, and that's why he's so critical about him all the time. So they actually look quite similar as well, would you believe? And that's why this is really important. Charger wants to overtake Tiger, as you can see, and Tiger
but then he needs to drive better, don't he?
Absolutely. Tiger will be thinking, he's like, I want Tiger. I want him. So, yeah. So, currently we're watching a battle for 6th place. We're watching Tiger in 6th, Charger 7th, Allwin 8th, and Menacing Skull in 9th.
We have a couple of questions here in the chat as well. I think one of them, FX has come in and mentioned that the ballast shown on the overlay is wrong. I guess that's an artifact or a remnant from some of the other leagues that we've done where we had ballast going. That's not the case in this endurance series that we have. And there's a question as well about Ulrich's time shown as -001. He's currently first in the WTCR class in 15th place. I imagine that's just because he's leading the class and nothing more particular than that.
I'd imagine so. We've obviously got a slightly different, and Ulrich's time is currently showing 0.00, so 0.00001. Yeah, it must be okay. We've currently got the GT2s passing Tiger, Charger, and Allwin. It's a bit like a load of oldies, OAPs in Tesco car park trying to park, isn't it, when you see a GT2 pass this lot? I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, what do you say about that? Medicine Skull and Allwyn. Allwyn's actually lost a bit of time on Charger, which is interesting. That'll be down to the GT2's passing them. Currently, Ulrich is still in first place. He hasn't pitted yet. He has a 9.3 second gap from Rodders. This guy is just a machine, isn't he?
He is indeed. But we got to talk about it sooner or later, don't we?
What's that? Is me and a machine?
Well, the first time we commentated Ulrich or Thorsten in a race, that was the, should we call it, the trial event that we had on, or the first goal we had at an endurance event. And what happened?
What's that? Oh, yeah, he spun off, didn't he?
Well, not just that. He had a couple of offs, but I mean, we had a 3-hour race at Imola. It was GT2s and GT1s. And he was running around in a GT1, and he was sliding in every turn, the whole race. Yeah, he spun around a couple of times. And after 3 hours of racing, he runs out of fuel in the last turn at Imola and can't get past the finishing line.
I forgot about that, John. He did,
How the
didn't
fuck
he?
can you forget about that? It was epic.
It was one of the closest races we ever had, wasn't it? And we were going crazy. And I think we let out war cries, didn't we? Like, literally. I don't think he's going to make that same mistake. There you go, I said it now. He will make that same mistake.
Yeah, and he's been nicely reminded of that fact every now and then in the Discord, so I'm surprised you haven't left it yet, but
yeah,
it was an epic introduction from him to his racecraft.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Right. We'll go down to WTCs and then we'll go back and see what's happening currently on GT2. So, Thorsten Ulrich currently in first position in that Golf. Rodders second position, 9.9 seconds now. He is catching Thorsten. That is one to certainly look at. These two haven't pitted yet, but Andre has. Third position, Helmet. 5.6 seconds. Helmet was leading the WTC class, but he had a couple of offs and currently got a GT2 behind him. Audi currently, Audi's a fucking shop. Audi's currently sitting 17.9 seconds between this top three. So Audi's got a lot of catching up to do. And that was
C-Hack spinning out.
Hax did go a bit. Did he go a bit deep there, John? Did it look like he went a bit deep? Was a gap there, and he tried going for it, and it was like Audi was sitting there going, "Gap's not there. I'm closing it."
To be honest, I think he caught the curb during braking, and that will do it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the kind of you've got Helmet, a massive gap from Helmet to Audi. C-Hax was right behind Audi, but now he's 4 seconds. That would have cost him, especially he could have some damage now. Charger 13 seconds behind C-Hax in 6th position. And look at this. Hold on a second. Charger has gotten past Tiger.
He has, indeed.
Yeah. Tiger probably doesn't want any of that. So Tiger's currently battling back for his 6th position, but look at that. He's got 3 BMW GT2s to contend with to get past. Now,
yes.
Charger will have to let these guys go as well. So if I was Tiger, I'd sit behind them. I'd say, look, get past me, but then get past Bill because there's 3 of you and I want to get past Charger again. So anyway, Medicine Skull currently in 8th position, all in 9th position. He has pitted. That's interesting that he's pitted. No, sorry. It's not Allwyn which is pitted. It's Andre which is pitted. Andre's still pitted. Is that damage?
No, that's 15-minute break.
15-minute break, of course it is. So he's taking his 15-minute break now, not a pit.
So maybe we should say something about that as well. I mean, we have quite a few viewers here today, so it's not. There is a mandatory 15-minute break that you have to take during this race. It's voluntary when you do it, but you have to stand still in a pits for 15 minutes. That's including the the pit stop itself. So as soon as you stop your car and they start the pit stop, you can start the clock and stand still for 15 minutes and then go again. So it will make the race rather. It will be difficult to keep track on who's in the lead, etc. until we're practically at the last half hour because people will take the break at different times.
Absolutely. So just looking at this absolute machine right now, Ryan Winch in the GT2 car. If we bring up his driver profile, obviously he's new, hasn't raced a lot with RWB, so there's not actually a lot of detail on his driver profile. But if we look at his current lap times, he's currently lapping in the 151s consecutively. That's pretty robot-like. 151.6, 151.9, 151.7. A couple of slower laps, but that's no doubt passing cars. 8 seconds behind him, 152s. So Rigel's lapping a bit slower in the last few laps, but before that, he was kind of lapping the same as Ryan. So Rigel's currently in second. He's obviously overtaken Jammer. Jammer has taken a massive hit, and let's have a look at Jammer's. So Jammer's 153s, and looks like he had a 2-minute lap time, so that might have been an off. So
yeah, Jammer's on the hard tires as well. The two in front are on the softs.
Yeah, so it's really a race between Rigel and Ryan Winch at the moment. We can't zero Rigel out because Rigel is really tactical. He spends a lot of time thinking about his race and how he's going to run it. And sometimes that's where he catches others out because we might have a quick racer, but we might not have a tactical racer. And sometimes a lot of the preparation in that is before the race and actually working some numbers and working some tactics out. So it's not over yet. Ryan's 7 seconds behind Rigel now. So Rigel already this lap has caught up, has made about a 2-second gap, reduced that down on Ryan. So, I mean, John, this is definitely anyone's race still. I mean, we're 2 hours, 18 minutes, of course it is, but...
it is anyone's race still, but it's going to be interesting to see which one of those strategies that pans out, because Jammer, Jürgen and Pinpoint obviously are on the hard tire strategy, and Ryan and Rigel are on the soft tires, so it's going to be a tough one. By my account, the soft tires will need one extra pit stop compared to the hard tires, and the question is if the lap times will make up for that one extra pit stop.
Yeah. Look at the speed of a GT2 down that straight. Rigel gathering all the slipstream he can as well to catch up on Ryan Winch. Still an 8-second gap at the moment, so he's still got it there. If you just heard then, the tone of that car just started to hit the limiter down that straight. So obviously Rigel's again running that low downforce, and he's got that setup just to hit that top speed on that straight. Let's have a look at Jammer right now, who has Jürgen and Pinpoint both behind him. All three cars are all running the BMWs and all running the hard tyre. Pinpoint and Jürgen going for a bit of a battle here. Pinpoint just keeps 4th place, but Jürgen's right on his tail. And what do you think about these two guys? Oh, Jürgen's going for it. Pinpoint went wide on that corner. Jürgen just squeezed him, but will Pinpoint try and take him on this next corner? But no, Jürgen's got the inside, so Pinpoint's going to have to relax. He's going to have to relax for a bit, not push it too much, and I'm sure he can get him on the next straight.
It's his time to turn to shark behind, isn't it? Wait for the mistake and sneak past.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is what the guys are going to be having to do a lot of, I'd imagine. Just seeing something with Ryan. Ryan has gone into the pits. So this could either be his 15-minute break or it could be just a normal pit stop. But it will be interesting. So Rigel takes the lead of the race, followed by Jammer, Jürgen and Pinpoint. So he's taking the lead of the race. Ryan has pitted. How far can Rigel go with these softs? Answer me that, John.
Well, I did 24 laps on the softs and they blew up in the Corvette, but I mean, me and Rigel drive very differently. He's a bit more smooth on the steering, I reckon, and also different cars, but to my knowledge, the BMWs are harder on the tires than the Corvette.
Is that down to his actual setup at home? Will that help him with the smooth transitions and keeping the car well handled and well controlled through the corners, which all in all keep the tyres well? Or is that also down to a lot of it is set up as well?
I think it's much more down to driving style and how you drive rather than anything else. There is, you know, the brain is just hardwired to do things in a certain way, and at our age, it's a bit hard to unlearn it, you know. So it's very much down to the driving style and how, you know, how much correction do you do in a turn, how smooth are you on the throttle and the brake in the turn-in.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all those kind of things, you know, little minuscule things and differences that makes a big difference in the end.
Brilliant. Hey, look, Ryan didn't go for his 15-minute break. He's currently running in 10th position. He's got a clear gap in front of him and behind him. Napone is 18 seconds behind him. Al Garner's 5 seconds in front of him. And I would imagine Ryan being Ryan, once he's cleared these WTCs in front of him, he'll be going for the kill with Al. And after that, he's got Lachlan in front, Flack and Scott free.
And I think we have Rigel in the pits.
Rigel has gone into the pits. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got to follow this, haven't we? We got to follow it.
We got Thorsten in the pits. We had Helmet in the pits.
Yeah. So hold on a second. Jammer's also gone into the pits right now as well. Where is Ryan? This could play into Rigel's hands here because Ryan's just had a bit of WTC traffic to clear. Hopefully he's cleared that well. He needs to be calm. He needs to be controlled and concise. Is Rigel moving? Rigel's out. Rigel's out of the pits. He's coming out of the pits now. Where is Ryan? Ryan's coming down the main straight. Rigel's coming out of the pits. Rigel has gotten in front of Ryan. Rigel's in front of Ryan.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the speed to keep the place. But it was 8-second difference between them before the pit stops, and now it's even.
Yeah. I thought he'd get in front of Ryan then. The way it looked, I thought he had the speed. But as you said, that is so close, and that's critical. That will have shaken Ryan's confidence up quite a bit. And this is what we were saying about Rigel and practicing the stops, practicing his tactics, and knowing exactly what he wants to do. He's a chief track master. He's a wily old fox. He knows exactly where he wants to be and what he wants to do. And
my guess is that Rigel started with a full tank and refueled a lot less on this second stop than Ryan did. I mean, imagine that Ryan actually runs on the exact amount of fuel that he needs for the stint, and thus had to do a full tank refuel, a full stint refuel on this stop.
Yeah.
And we also have an interesting development in the VTCR class, don't we? Because Thorsten have pitted, while Rodders is staying out.
Yeah. So, as you said, yeah, that's pretty critical as well. John D, guess what? We're coming up to an hour marker. Good old Debug himself has been drinking loads of beers, and I'm ready for a pit stop myself. Are you good to take on for the next couple of minutes?
I can try.
Good
lad. Be quick. You don't want to leave this lot alone with me for too long.
No. Go ahead.
Alright, I'm gonna be a bit lazy and put this on auto director. And currently we're seeing Ryan Winch making his way up the field after the pit stop. He's currently overtaking Al Gardner, which haven't pitted yet, obviously. He's on the hard tires, so he's gonna stay out for a bit longer. We still have Pinpoint in the lead now. He's doing his hard stint. We have Jürgen Volby in the second spot as well on his hard tires, right behind Pinners. And we have Scott Free behind them again, about 16 seconds. There's a bit of a gap there between those two, and Scott Free in third place for the GT2s at the moment. Seems to be a bit of a battle as well between Charger and Helmet. Helmet has done his pit stop. I don't think Charger has done his. So there's obviously a discrepancy between the chosen tactics as well for the VTCR class, which is a bit interesting. They don't have any tire compounds to choose from, so they will have to do with tire life and how hard they drive the tires and how much fuel they want to do. And that's where the big difference between Thorsten and Rodders currently are. We can still see that Rigel and Winch are pretty close together. It seems like Rigel is just about a second behind. supercharger. That spot there is a bit tricky with the WTCR because it's very, very easy to oversteer on the throttle off when you're going to take that right-hander. Currently, this is in effect the GT2 class leader, we believe, because we don't really know which tactic is going to play out to be the fastest between softs and hards. We also have Nichols Luckland doing his pit stop. As far as I know, he's our RLM member. He's participating in this endurance race with us. I think he had to start a bit at the back because he didn't do a time trial qualifying. As we see Jammer here going through some traffic. Our auto director is switching quite quickly between a lot of different cars, it looks like.
Hello.
Hello!
What have I missed? What dramas have ensued in the last couple of minutes?
Not much, but we have the battle for the lead here. Maybe.
Okay, yeah.
This is Rigel doing a bit of slipstream on Ryan, but I'll imagine that the Corvette has a little bit longer legs.
Did we hear that BMW actually limit out again then?
Yeah, but the Corvette will do it as well.
Absolutely.
You don't really need a particular low downforce setup either for the Corvette to limit out on the Mistral straight there. I would hit the rev limiter like 3. Oh, he snuck past. You just saw Rigel go past.
Right, is Rigel for position? Well, at the moment, that's Rigel for P5, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But crucially, potentially, it's for P1. Now, it all depends how these guys race now. I mean, if Rigel could be burning his tyres out, Ryan could be burning his tyres out. They're both still on softs after their pits. So, I think that was a crucial pass for Rigel, though. But just the whole way he's played into this race. He started away from first. He's moved his way up. And that pit stop was absolutely sublime. You can't fault that pit stop at all. That reminds me of a pit stop in F1 in Hungary, I think it was, or one of the when Lewis Hamilton absolutely stormed a lap. That was absolutely fantastic from Rigel, to be honest. And I think at this point, if he continues to race how he's racing tonight, John,
he's going to be a dangerous one. He's always doing quite well in these endurance races when it's a bit of tactics involved, because he studies what he needs to do. And it makes me start to wonder if the speed difference on the first stint were down to different fuel levels. Yeah. Because we can see Rigel now pulling away from Ryan.
Sorry, we could. I just wanted to focus as well on a couple of close races tonight as well. Fabio and Medster at the moment, RWB Fabio and Medster, they are having an absolute fantastic race between for the battle for 11th. I just wanted to home in on it and just watch these guys go, because it is nice to give this the middle of the pack and that a good little bit of reviewing as well.
It is, and we can see that Medster, who was earlier racing a bit with Thies van Versveld, is now behind. It looked like Thies has made his way past both Medster and Fabio, so he's picking his way up through the field.
And he's challenging for 9th as well against the Corvette of Jon. So, I mean, again, he's another quick contender. He has been there tonight. He has shown some real good strengths.
And I believe he has his pit stop as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Not long until now we're going to start seeing the guys on hard doing a pit stop.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to talk as well tonight, because we've got quite a few more people than usual watching the stream tonight. And I think it's worth talking a lot about the events and RWB and what we're about. So for those of you who aren't in the club and are enjoying the stream tonight and enjoying watching the race, we are an open club. We do really enjoy having new members come along and race with us. We do a lot of different events. You can join us on Discord or find us on the website online if you search for RWB Racing. We do all sorts of stuff. We're diving into AMS2 when that comes out, a set of Corsa Competition, and currently Raceroom Experience. The admins are absolutely fantastic. You can always guarantee that the admins will be doing all sorts of stuff, from mini leagues to different fun runs and stuff like that. I definitely recommend, if you're after a club which is calm and chilled out, but at the same time you want to learn how to race, you want to learn how to take a step up, then join RWB. Come and see us, and we're very friendly. We won't bite, apart from just Charger bite anymore. Has he got any teeth left, or?
I'm not too sure how much teeth Charger got left. He's starting to get old,
Yeah. I mean, he is pretty buggered, and yeah, not good. But no, I mean, have a look, go along, you'll enjoy it. You'll like what you see.
Maybe we should talk a little bit about the event coming up next weekend. Do you know which one it is, Debug?
I'll be honest. I will be brutally honest with you, young man.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I've got to take a dig at you.
I have a 7-month-old pregnant, a 7-month pregnant girlfriend, literally. I've got no time to read all that crap right now. I just crash into you lot and annoy everyone at the moment, so...
Well, we do have a very senior member in our club, don't we?
Oh, who's that? Cos?
No. Algarno.
Algarno, of course we do.
Don't tell me you forgot about him. He retired this year. He's a doctor, and he retired this autumn, if I'm not much mistaken. And he came up with a suggestion a couple of weeks ago on our Discord for an event. And that was VTCRs again, together with Group C's on the famous Nordschleife. And
Amazing.
It has become a tribute race for Al Gardner, because he's a long-standing member of our club. And the event is dubbed 2 Shades of Green Hell.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we're not going to race them together as a multi-class race as we do here now on Paul Ricard, but we're going to do it as 2 events following each other. So it's going to be an early start with the VTCRs first, which will be default setups. And then we'll do a race 2 afterwards with Group C around Nordschleife, which is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that'll be absolutely amazing.
So, good tribute there, and a good idea from Al Gardner.
I don't know if I'll be able to go to that, but it'll be I don't know. You know what? Just for giggles, look at these two. You can't say they're not related. Tiger and Charger, both in the pits. They're probably sat there with a cup of tea. You're right, brother. How you doing? Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
And they're still racing each other to a point where they're now both in the pits.
Yeah. Taking a cup of tea, going out, having a smoke.
Taking a cup of tea. They are on their 15-minute break, aren't they? So basically, with these two, it's whoever forgets to come back in time is going to be the one which wins out of these two.
We had a little bit of a shout out in a YouTube chat as well for Thies, as he passed. Yeah, I'm gonna let you pronounce this name.
See, I think it's Johan, but that's just because it is Johan when you go to. Hold on a second.
Hello, boys.
Hold on a second. He's only come and joined in.
Hello, boys.
So, hello, Tiger. We're basically saying, Tiger, you and Charger have been racing pretty much spot on tonight and against each other.
Yes.
It's basically whoever. Oh, you back on? Are you at the pits now? Are you?
Yeah, I'm at the pits now. I've got 13 minutes break.
So whoever's watch is accurate is whoever's going to get out and overtake out of you and Charger.
Is he on a 15-minute break now as well?
He's on a 15-minute break as well, yeah.
I think I had about 4 seconds on him. I couldn't let these tyres last any longer. I mean, they were absolutely shot, basically. There's no way that they would.
Are you sure Charger is on his 15-minute break?
not.
Because that
No,
bonnet seemed to be a bit broken.
Yeah. I think he might have had a little smack.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He might have had a little smack. Oh,
he's got a
Charger, careful! He's had another crash. Oh no, that's commentator's curse.
Yeah, dear,
I don't know
double
if
the power,
Sorry.
Double the power. You get a power up. You get a power up because I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. Charger.
He decided to drive outside of the track.
Yeah,
I've had some great racing with Chargers. Really, you've really got to keep your eyes about you with these GT2s. Some GT2 drivers out there are bloody fantastic and take you exactly the right time. Others need to go back to school, to be perfectly honest with you. You know, some of them are just ridiculous, and I won't name any names, but I'm sure you've probably seen some examples, you know, and how they haven't taken people out, I don't know, but nonetheless, you know, it's interesting and it's fun. So
it's nice to have your expectation here, because we were saying to the viewers at the moment that the way these GT2s should be overtaken, they should be waiting for the appropriate time to get past you guys, and not relying on you guys to go off grid and totally and utterly cause an accident, basically.
That's right. And so actually the touring cars are the GT2's handicap, but when you've got a handicap, you've got to get around it. What you don't do is cut it up and say bollocks to you, which is what a lot of them are doing. And to be perfectly honest with you, that's from what I'm seeing. But like I said, you know, some GT2 drivers are bloody fantastic. You know, they end up accepting the handicap in the fact that it's, you know, it's reducing their delta time for whoever's behind them, but ultimately taking the touring cars at exactly the right time.
Beer and Cos are telling you to man up, Tiger.
Fuck off. The pair of you can fuck off. Where are you? Are you in here? No, you're not. So fuck off, the pair of you.
Oh, my internet's not good enough.
All right. I just want to point out that we have had Rodders doing his first pit stop in a VTCR class, and the leader trio on the hards in the GT2 has also gone for their pit stop. So we have Rigel and Ryan back in the lead now in the GT2 class. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out when the last pit stop is done and the 15-minute break has been done.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to point out as well, Thorsten Ulrich, he's aggressive at the moment. He wants helmet. He's 2 seconds behind helmet. He's just absolutely hooned it past Audi. He's not worrying about those tyres at all. He's just, this is a race for him, I think. And Rigel, one of the most critical overtakes of the race to get P1 at the moment, and it all happened in the pits.
Really?
Yeah, there you go. The pit dimension, you ignore it at your peril.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a 8-second gap between Rigel and Ryan Winch before the pit stop, and when the pit stops were done, they were equal.
Yeah, well.
So that was 8 seconds on a pit stop.
Yeah, I've got to say that I have had the best racing with Charger backwards and forwards, and you know, he's really pushed me to the extreme. I've overstretched it a few of the times, and likewise with I think him. So hats off, Bill. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, but I think good old Bill is struggling a bit because he's having slowdown penalty after slowdown penalty.
He's probably been beaten to death by that rig. That's why.
Yeah, that car doesn't look like it's new, to put it that way. So
no, absolutely not. Right, Ziria as well, 3 laps down at the moment. He's having quite a few slowdown penalties as well. And we were saying earlier on, John, he's obviously running in 10th in the WTCs. But I mean, do you think that's down to damage? That's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be.
He took his stop quite early, so I imagine that he did take his 15-minute break during a repair. Because the 15-minute break starts counting as soon as you stop in your pit spot. So
Charger's pitting, apparently.
No, I'm not surprised. He's struggling like hell.
Yeah, he is pitting.
So you get a repair for free, basically, if you do your 15-minute break at the same time as you repair.
Yeah.
Tiger, don't watch your time. Watch your time, everyone.
Yes, last time I was 2 minutes over, wasn't I? Yeah, I've got to stop watch this time. 7 minutes 52. I'm not.
We're looking at Charger having a bit of problem with a pit stop.
A lap 54. I should make another stop then. But after that, it would just be, just keep going basically.
Absolutely. Just a quick one, John. Just noticing Ryan, he's not losing time to Rigel at all at the moment. He's currently 2.4 seconds behind. Lap 33 Rigel's on. They're both on soft tyre. With regards to lap times, again, Ryan's lapping in a 151 and Rigel is lapping in the 151 as well. So they're basically mirroring each other's performance at the moment.
They are.
We're not even halfway through yet. Anything can happen with these two. I definitely think I might jinx them both, and I'm sorry if I do, especially to Rigel, because right now he'd kill me anyway if I say it. But
Charger's retired.
Charger has retired. Oh,
yeah, he's struggled quite a bit with the car.
Like.
So.
And you're not going to believe this, but
retired.
I think my game's crashed.
No.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
No.
That's unfortunate. We didn't have these issues when we did the endurance race the first time.
Oh no. Yeah, it's crashed. Oh, fuck me. I can't get back in either, can I?
Oh god,
No.
Charger's in as well. I mean, look, and as I was saying to all the viewers, Charger and Tiger are now both in. It's both happened at the same time. Family related.
Fucking my game's just crashed.
Has it?
While I'm... What am I?
We had a few with that. I mean, FX had to quit earlier
I'm
today
6
as well.
minutes into... I've got 6 minutes left of my pit, and it's crashed.
John, we can step back for a minute and just listen to these two waffle on.
It's a good time for me to take a break, isn't it?
It is time for you to take a break.
I can't jump back in either, can I?
Nope, you can't.
Fucking hell. I was thoroughly enjoying my racing with you, Bill. Fucking really good. I really enjoyed it, mate. You pushed me so fucking hard, and I overbraked. I'm quite deep in some corners and tried to sort of join the track safely and let you have lead, but we were backwards and forwards there for a while. I really enjoyed it, mate.
Yeah, I was enjoying it. I took my eyes off the ball and just completely lost it. Suspension, transmission, engine damage. So I went into the pits. It was still knackered, and was all over the track.
Was that into the wall? Was it, Bill? When you we were watching you, and we actually managed to catch that crash.
I just took my eye off the track. I was just grabbing something, and I just took my eye off the track for 1 second. And the next thing I know, I was in the wall. And then it was completely knackered. And then I've just got into the pits there to try and do because I had 3 pit strategies to repair it again. And it wouldn't even... The stop sign came up and I went a bit too far, so I reversed. And then there was no stop sign, which is a bit weird. So it wouldn't even do my pit stop.
So we just heard from Al Gartner's pit crew. Unfortunately, Al Gartner posted he stopped for 15 minutes, had no problem with the car in the race, stopped the engine, and the game kicked him out. Big story there, Al Gartner. You were racing a good race as well, mate. So real big shame. Until next weekend, mate.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. Was it good?
Felt rather good, yeah. It's a bit of a bliss, isn't it, when you can relieve yourself?
It's amazing when you can relieve yourself. I mean, I think that's what Charger and Tiger will be doing in the next 10-15 minutes, to be honest.
No, I'm going to take myself off outside into the garden. I'm going to kill the rabbit, and I'm going to fucking burn the shed. That's what I'm going to do.
I've already relieved myself while you were talking, Debo.
Right, listen. A quick shout out to the YouTubers.
Audi with a drive-through.
Oh, really?
Yeah, speeding in pit lane.
Oh, speeding in pit lane.
Shout out to S3S. Shout out to S3S. Thanks very much, you fucking tossers. Your wank coding.
And that's it. The stream's gone. That's it. The quality of it's gone.
I'll see myself out the commentary box, not to lower it any further, but I do apologise.
Well, do you know what? Actually, we've got some questions for you and Charger. What kind of times were your tyres coming off again for the both of you? Like, how many laps in did you two both think, yeah, this is ropey now?
22,
we have a
23.
question as well from Bear here. We can see any VTCR. So I want some VTCR action.
Somewhat.
WTC.
VTCR action.
WTC.
Oh, right. Yeah, about lap 20, 22, 23, they were starting to, just couldn't hold it on the top end at the Maestral Straight into that corner there. They were starting to go then, but yeah. So I always planned to. Sorry, Bill, go on.
I was aiming for the hour, but even though I didn't crash, I probably would have pitted about 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
About 55 minutes. I mean, they were down to like 20%. It was rather slippy out there.
Fucking hell. All that training, all that time, all that energy and effort, and to be let down by a line of code by a 17-year-old with a spot on his nose on an apprenticeship.
To be honest, Tiger, they want you to stay in the chat. They're loving your aging right now.
Seriously, no, don't.
Helmet.
It's what we call colourful commentating, isn't it?
Sorry, yeah, I've really lowered it on.
Back to the race.
Boys doing a great job.
Helmet is catching Thorsten quite quickly. He was 3-4 seconds behind him. He's now 1.8 seconds, and he's caught him on this lap. So really significant right now.
How's Rodders doing? Is Rodders on his brake?
We don't care how Rodders is doing.
Rodders is not on his brake. He has done his one pit stop, and I believe he's going to take his break on the next one because he's only going to do 2.
Yeah. So Rodders is 3rd, Menacing Skull 4th, Hacks 5th, Allwin 6th, Audi 7th, Pinpoint. He's 12th out of the GT2, but he's in between the WTC, so he must be on his break right now. But this is really crucial because Helmet started in 1st. He made an error, went wide, and then he came off. Okay, he was 5th and 6th in the WTC. He's now fighting again. He's poking on Thorsten's door, and I don't think Thorsten's got anything to compensate for it. We know Thorsten's a violent driver. We know he's aggressive. We know he likes to wear those tyres out. Has he gone too deep too quickly on his 2nd run?
Can we have a look at lap times?
I think that's a possibility. Helmet is a very smooth racer, and Helmet can make them tyres last a damn sight longer than Thorsten can. Thorsten is super quick, we all know that, but Thorsten is also super aggressive. I reckon Thorsten could go to Sweden and get the nicest looking, let's say, lady of leisure that you possibly could, and he'd still take her back to the hotel room and beat her up with a hammer.
Jesus.
Doesn't look like there's a big difference in the lap times.
There's not a difference at all, is there? We're looking 2 minute 2.3, 2 minute 2.5, 2 minute 2.8. Thorsten, we're currently looking at 2 minute 2.8, 2 minute 2.1, 2 minute 2.2. These guys, again, it's just like look, it's just like Rigel and Ryan. Ryan is still 2.4 seconds behind Rigel. It's really interesting. I can't wait for the end of this race. The only thing Thorsten's got to worry about is his fuel load. We've already discussed this.
Yeah, we have.
I mean,
I don't think he's going to do the same mistake again, though. I'm pretty sure he'll make sure to get past the finishing line this time around.
Absolutely.
How close is Helmet to Thorsten?
Helmet is currently 1.61 seconds. He was 4 seconds plus.
Yeah.
So he's finding some time in that track to get right up on him. Yeah. And he's in a Hyundai, which, let's be honest, not my choice of car.
Well, it's the fastest. It is the fastest out. I mean, when you say fastest and slowest in the same class, I mean, you're talking minuscule. But in the right hands, that minuscule amount is significant.
It's a bit like a Focus RS against your Audi, isn't it?
Well, no, because a Focus RS is a piece of shit. And my RS is a piece of German wonderness. Focus is American. Fuck off. Audi is German. Thumbs up.
I had a bit of chat with Beer earlier this week about the hidden gem in this class, and that was the Peugeot among the 2018 cars, because it actually have 5 kilometers an hour higher top end speed than all the other cars, and so it's a bit surprising that nobody has picked it.
Yeah.
Beer was supposed to race it. I don't know why he didn't race today. So why didn't you race today, Beer?
Shame we didn't see him out there in it, because that would have been interesting to see. I can tell you, I did do some. We automatically go for the latest year, don't we? Because we automatically think it's going to be better. Oh, 2019, let's go in 2019. But actually, I found
V8
with the testing I've done with the RS3 V8. Stop saying that. I'll get a little twitch. The testing I've done with honestly, it's only outside. I can't even look out the window anymore because I just keep dripping. And I can't look out the window anymore because there it is. Look, the point is that we automatically go for the latest year because we think it's the better car. But actually, some of the cars in 2018 class are faster than their counterparts in 2019. Do your own testing.
Now this is interesting. I'm glad we've actually started talking about random shite and not the race anymore.
Sorry, only because I can't see it.
Well, no. So the GT86 is soon going to be the Toyota GT86 is soon going to be superseded by the Toyota GR86, and the GR86 is supposed to have a load of German boring bits on it because consumers nowadays want that luxury interior and want it all soundproofed and want it all looking great, and that's all very well and good. But the GT86 is perfectly balanced to do what a proper driver wants it to do.
And you've got one.
They're worried. Yeah. Now they're worried that the GR86, which I really want because it's faster, but they're worried that the actual balance of the car and the handling of it will be a bit ruined by the fact that people don't want a loud, clunky car with gearbox rattle like my car has. They want something which is quiet and just does what it does.
Yep, and the FX, and then I'll hand you back to the race. I'm sure you've got things to talk about, but FX will be the first to agree. His new RS5 is faster than mine and it's quicker than mine, but it's not a patch on it, and yet it's got much more. It's got much more toys, and it's got special glass to reverb the noise of the engine and all that sort of thing. But if you asked him whether he could swap tomorrow for his old RS4, guess what? He would.
Oh yeah, and let's be honest, if you pulled up alongside FX on some traffic lights and just heard that V8 burble, I'm afraid his penis would shrink.
Well, it already has.
Wait till I pull up in my Audi TT, I'll just blow you.
Oh.
Well, anyone who pulls up an Audi TT with a comb over like yours, Bill, clearly has been to the hairdresser a lot.
Oh, for God's sake. Listen, we're currently watching the battle between Fabio and Jürgen Walby for 5th and 6th position, and oh no, he's not going for it, it's just a pack marker. But there's a couple of good battles out there. Medster and Scott Free are fighting at the moment for 7th and 8th as well. The BMW seem to be quite fun at the moment. But I mean, oh, hold on a second, have we missed something? Ryan Winch is half a second behind Rigel. John, why didn't you tell me this?
Oh, you were too busy bitching about different car models.
John,
I'm trying to pay attention to the race, so we can see that Thorsten has gone to the pit.
John, it doesn't matter. What car do you drive?
Me? No, I'll rather not say.
John, what car do you drive?
Volvo.
I'll leave Audi to answer that because he's seen it.
It's a Simca, isn't it?
No.
Is it a Dacia?
Dacia Duster.
Oh, they're great.
In a million years, you're not gonna guess it. So I'm gonna keep it open for a couple of weeks, and then I'm gonna.
We can have a competition.
Yeah, YouTube. Come on, with people watching, what car does John D drive?
Saab 93.
Oh, I like them. My dad had an old Saab 99, 1978 or 1979 Saab 99 EMS Turbo. That was a lovely car.
But we have a bit of an important development in WTCR class.
Sorry, yes.
Thorsten just did a pit stop, and he's now in 4th place, out again. Not done his 15-minute pit stop.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Rigel has kind of had to... Rigel stepped it up a gear, because obviously Ryan was half a second, but Rigel's done some real tactical moves past some back markers, and has got a second in front, but Jesus... Look at Ryan. Ryan is catching him on the straight like a torpedo. It's like a U-boat trying to sink some of the British. He was a second and a half, and he went down to 0.7 on that straight. I mean,
I would imagine a Corvette to have a bit more legs than a BMW.
But is Rigel using that heavier fuel load? And is Ryan topping up the fuel on the pits, which is why Rigel got out so much quicker?
No, not yet, but I'll bet you what's going to happen now is that Rigel's going to do his pit stop in about 15 minutes and he's going to do his 15-minute break. He's going to fill up his fuel tank with 90 liters and then he's going to refuel just enough to get to the goal on his last pit stop. And that's might be where we're going to see the difference again on the time difference on the pit stops between Ryan and Rigel.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's just see this straight. Look, 1 second, 0.9 seconds, down that straight again, down the straight again. He's definitely got the speed and the legs on Rigel. Rigel just needs to play it safe in his corners now. 0.6, 0.5, he's right behind Rigel. Right behind Rigel. Rigel just needs to keep his cool because, again, Rigel literally poked 2 fingers up at Ryan earlier on that pit stop and driving past him and went, bye-bye, I've got you. All of a sudden, Ryan's got him again. Ryan's now behind him, poking him, saying, hey, guess what, Rog? I'm here. What are you going to do about it? And they're just coming down the main back straight now. Again, we look at the times falling. He's 0.9 behind him. He's catching him. 0.85. He's still catching him. Oh, it's just so close. Can he outbrake him? This is the point. He's 0.6, 0.5. He's still catching him. What is Rigel going to go defensive? No, he's not going defensive. He's staying, taking his line, and that was 0.2 seconds behind Rigel then.
And it might be the effect that I've been talking about a bit earlier as well, that the BMWs seem to lose a bit more speed when the tires get worn out than the Corvette. I always felt that being the case.
I mean, Ryan is using a lot more track as well than Rigel is. But he's so close now. If we had DRS, he would be absolutely pounding down on Rigel right now.
Oh, definitely.
He's less than a second coming into that first, coming into a new lap, and that's crucial. He's closer this lap than he was last.
And we have a new retirement as well.
Ah,
Sirjar Gurunyan has retired, by the looks of it.
No, absolutely.
So, not too sure what happened with him. I don't know if anyone else noticed.
Don't think they did. No, I didn't see that. If you do watch the stream, let us know, Zurian, what happened.
Well, I think we should start all again.
I was really enjoying it. I'm so
annoyed.
Right now, the 2 closest races we have on this in this event is Rigel and Ryan. And no, he's not retired. He's just gone in the pits.
Retired. Yeah, it's just went into the pits. My bad.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. We're still watching Rigel. Rigel's now lapping the other GT2 cars. He's coming up to him now. I mean, this is a bit tougher now because those other GT2 cars really have to kind of think about letting these guys go because they're racing hard. And if these GT2 cars in front of Rigel don't let him go, this could be where Ryan takes advantage and attacks. So we are going to stay with these guys a little bit longer, and then we will look at some WTC, I promise, guys. But this is, at the moment, this is one of the closest races we've got going on. And oh no, that's fine. Someone's just let him go.
They're not just lapping the WTCRs, they're also lapping GT2 cars.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
And we can see Helmet is leading now, don't we? In the
WTCR.
No!
Rigel's just spun off. What on earth happened there? Oh God, contact between Rigel and a WTC car. We don't know who that was, but that has cost Rigel massively. Ryan has taken P1, and I'm not sure what happened there, but my God, that was that is not what he wanted. Let's just try and see what car it was. That's either going to be Rodders or that's going to be that is Rodders. It was Rodders that Rigel tried overtaking. Sorry, it was Rodders that Rigel tried overtaking and unfortunately clipped and sent him losing control. And again, Rigel's trying to get past Rodders right now, and He gets past him now cleanly, but John, what do you make of that? I mean, what's your view on that? I mean, Rodders was perfectly fine. He was sticking to his lines. Did Rigel just try and go for a gap again that wasn't there?
To be honest, I didn't even see it because I was looking at my other windows on the timing screen, so I didn't really see what happened. I just saw Rigel being spun out outside the track, so I can't really comment on what happened. But I mean, there are two people that go way back. They raced close together for a long time, so I don't think it would be anything other than an honest mistake from either party.
We've got some comments on YouTube. They believe that Rodders cut him up. So I mean, to be honest, it will be investigated. I'm sure if there's need for it, they will investigate it. But as you said, Rodders and Rigel have been racing each other for a long time. And you know what? Rodders is racing his own race at the moment. He's 31 seconds behind Helmet. Helmet still needs to pit. He needs to go for another pit. So at the end of the day, we discussed this already. The WTCs can't be expected to get out of the way.
No, not really. Yeah, they need to race their race and have their line, and it's up to the GT2s to get past, isn't it? But there's always going to be grey areas, and I'm very sure that Rodders won't be happy about causing damage to Rigel's race.
I don't think he did. I just watched it again. You know, and my view is that Rigel took the inside on the corner when Rodders was already past it. So actually, it's Rigel's fault.
Would you say the gap wasn't there?
That's well, the gap was there. The gap was there, but the problem was that Rigel was already coming over. Rodders was already coming over. So,
and funny enough, we've seen that on that turn quite a few times. We have seen it happen. I mean, what is that turn? Is that hotel turn or camp turn? I'm just trying to have a look. No. Sorry, it's the final few turns, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Carbon curve.
I believe it is, yeah. And we have seen that with the WTCs. We've seen people trying to go for gaps. I think we saw Hacks trying to go for one earlier on. So, anyway, listen, Ryan's pitted again. So, Ryan has gone for his...
Not taking his 15-minute break.
He's sure Rigel will.
I'm sure Rigel will have his 15-minute break when he comes to the stop now.
Yeah. John D, it's yours again, mate. I need another pit stop myself.
You need another pit stop.
He's got to empty his bag again. He's got to empty his bag.
Whoa. Charger's the one doing that, not me.
Charger's plugged in.
Your cousin's the one doing that, Tiger.
Fun fact, you know, with the WT, I don't know what strategy you were on, Tiger, but you didn't have to change the rear tyres.
No, my rear tyres, absolutely right, my rear tyres were green at lap 26, not a bit off them, but half of the tyres were gone.
My strategy on the first pit stop was just to change the front tyres, fuel up for another hour, and then change all four, which would have been absorbed in the 15-minute stop. That's why I was surprised you did your 15 minutes at the beginning.
Yeah, only because I needed to empty a bag. Originally it was going to be on lap 54, yeah. Damn.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit more about that, guys? Because I'm not investigating too much time in the different strategy options for the WTCRs, but as you mentioned, there's an option for not replacing your rear tyres when you do the pit stop.
Yep, that's right. If you set up your pit stop strategy,
I had 3 pit stops, one to do front tyres only and fuel and obviously damage. I had one for 4 tyres and fuel and one just for damage. So, whichever pit stop you do where you're not doing your 15 minutes, you only change the front tyres. There's no need to do the rears. They were 95, I think, something like that. So you would gain a little bit of time there. But obviously, when you do your 15, you might as well change your 4 because it's getting sucked up by that 15 minutes anyway.
Yeah. I talked a bit with Rodders earlier in the week, and as I understood it from him, he was going to go for a 2-stopper.
Yep.
Is that feasible?
Yeah, that's what I was on. Yeah. I was on the same strategy as Rodders, basically.
You're going to have to, because it's roughly 80 laps, including the out lap, that you're going to do in 3 hours, with taking into account a 15-minute stop, which is 2 hours and 45 minutes, or 9,900 seconds. And when you look at between 3.6 litres per lap and 3.9 litres per lap, and fill up to 100 litres, you're only actually going to get about 37 laps. So you know, if you have a two-stop strategy at say lap 26, 27, lap 53, 54, then you're going to run out of fuel about 3 laps before the end, unless you have a two-stop strategy. So a two-stop strategy will get you all the way through. Anything less than that, forget it.
What was you fueling for that? I was doing 77 per
16
stint.
gallons. So what's that? Times 4.4. Yeah, 16 gallons.
Seems again here that Ryan is doing a lot shorter stint than Rigel is doing. Rigel is still going keeping at it on the soft tires in the GT2 class. We also noticed that Thorsten pitted quite a bit earlier than, let's say, Rodders did in the WTCR class.
Just a quick shout out as well to Steve Winch, who is Ryan Winch's dad watching the stream.
No, his son.
Oh, was it?
Oh, no, is Steve Winch the dad or Ryan's? I'm not sure.
Which one of you are being a tool now?
Probably me.
God said, are you brother or son, Steve? And Steve said, Dad.
Well, I'm assuming it's his dad.
Shut
then.
up, Charger. Honestly, fuck, John, I'm sorry, mate. We were doing this so professionally, and then
then we got
went
visitors.
to shit.
Can you confirm this, Steve? You're his dad.
Steve, could you confirm if you are father, brother, sister, dad, or inbred? I don't know.
I hope you got
Cousin,
a sense of humour,
nephew.
Steve. Otherwise, you might as well turn off, mate.
Yeah, I never ever want you to race with these people again. Okay.
I just put the auto director on, by the way, when you went away.
God. Yes. Yeah. No, I cancelled it out. Medster's just gone into the pits for his stop. Fabio is in the pits for his stop. Menacing Skull for UTCs is currently in the pits for his stop, running in 5th place. Let's just quickly go. Oh, Steve is.
I am your father.
Yeah, he's the dad.
I am your father, Ryan.
I am your daddy.
Right, so let's go. Let's take a quick look down the rankings, shall we? Because we're 1 hour 28 minutes left into this race. We're over halfway. These guys have already been racing for an hour and a half. So I'm just reading the comments.
Yeah, I just read it as well.
So Jorgen Walby is currently leading the race on lap 47 on the GT2 BMW. Ryan Winch, which is supported by his dad Steve Winch on YouTube, in the Corvette. He's currently in 2nd place. 3rd place, we've got Scott Free in the BMW. 15-second gap though to 1st and 2nd, so he's got a lot of pace to make up. Flack, shout out to Mr. Flack. Consistent again, 53 seconds, yes, but he's running in 4th place. RWB Napone is running in 6th. Yon is currently, Napone's running in 5th. Yon is currently in 6th position. Medster is in 7th. Rigel is currently in 8th, potentially serving his 15-minute break, as John D said he would be. 9th place is RWB Fabio, also serving his break. 10th is Viswan Versaveld, currently serving his break in 10th. Jammer in 11th. Jammer isn't serving his break, he's just serving his prison sentence because he's done bad things. In 1st position in the WTCs, we currently have that Scottish jock. Okay, yes, he does wear a kilt when he races, and yes, he does wear no underwear, literally no underwear. Right. So the key to him going so quickly is the actual, the breeze under his clothes. Menacing Skull.
It's so cheap, he uses less fuel.
Menacing Skull, I'm so sorry, mate. We've had another crash. The game kicked him on his break. I'm so sorry, Menacing.
Just a quick question, superior commentators, a superior position of information this evening. Why are those people who crashed, whose game crashed out? Thanks very much for S3S. How come they're still on the leaderboard, but I'm not?
No idea.
No, John. Let's answer it truthfully.
What a load of shit. Let's move to ACC.
Because you probably rage quit, where these guys are staying in game.
No rage quit. Not at all. I was doing all right.
I quit out the game when it didn't pit me.
Not sure.
No.
I don't know. I just sit here and watch a load of cars go round. You know, a bit like Formula One. And then a second later.
I'm just curious, actually, now, how old Ryan is, Steve.
Right.
If
Listen,
you're his
can I
father.
finish, please?
No.
Fuck's sake. Audi's in third, Hax is in second, sorry, with Audi in third. Pinpoint is back on the race after his break. He probably fell asleep in his break because he's currently running in 12th position in the GT2s and he's behind some WTCs. So, I'm probably on. You won't believe it, mate. I fell asleep. I couldn't believe it. I sat there and I had my cup of tea and my tablets and I fucking fell asleep. Oh, I'm so gone.
He was probably dining on a dog in his brain.
I'd love
Nice.
to. Speed Demon, why have you told everyone on the internet thing that it's my birthday yesterday? That was a bit of a strike.
Happy birthday.
It just shows that you're 50.
And then, what?
The
69
internet
this
thing.
year, isn't it?
The internet thing.
49. I'm not 50 yet.
Close enough.
When you get to 50, you're just fucking waiting for death, aren't you?
Well, especially with coronavirus. I mean, you're gone, really, aren't you? What?
No coronavirus.
This is about the race and nothing about what's going on in the fucking real world.
Yeah. Ooh. A swear word and a Volvo from John D. Jesus. Right, tell us what's going on, because we're watching the stream and we're so far behind.
I'll tell you what's going on. And actually, again, I will do a shout out to these racers who are doing 3 hours of an endurance race. This is probably the closest you're going to get to any kind of racing right now. Especially, this is more entertaining than what we've currently got on Sky Sports F1. Let me fucking tell you that. After those bastards cancelled my Formula 1 weekend. I hate you all, especially you, Chase Kerry, with your stupid moustache.
Are you going to get a refund? Do you get a refund?
I might do. Anyway, right. Helmet currently in 4th position, serving his 15-minute break. RWB Allwin currently in 5th position, serving his break. Forston is again, he's pitted, he's in that VW, he's absolutely tearing up the track. It's ridiculous. Zaria Gurin, he's currently in 6th position in the Hyundai. He's actually in the right position that Hyundai should be in. He's in last, but he's still doing really, really, really good. Listen,
he's a bit of a dark horse, isn't he? Because he's done his 15-minute break, and it's going to be really interesting to see where he ends up when when everybody's done with the break.
Who?
Sihiriyar Gurunyan.
No,
Yeah, he done it early, didn't he? Because he was leading, wasn't he?
He's going to be last. I'm sorry, there's...
oh yeah, he was. Yeah, I was in front of him, and Menacing Skull, and Charger, and Al, and
Unless everyone spins off and blows up in the next hour or 20 minutes, he's going to be last. But that's fine. Ryan is on lap 50 and he is back in 1st place. Rigel is currently in 8th position and still serving his break. So, but Ryan hasn't had his break yet, has he? I think that's important, John. Ryan hasn't.
No,
had his break,
he hasn't. He hasn't had his break, and as I predicted, Rigel is taking his break now because he's going to do the same tactic again. He's going to do the first stint after the break on a full tank, and then he's going to pit with a bit of fuel left in his tank for the last stint, and he's just going to top up enough to do the last stint and not do a full refuel, and then save quite a few seconds on the pit stop simply because it doesn't refuel the whole tank.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to gain quite a bit of time on Ryan on that tactic, as Rigel ever do. He doesn't do mistakes. He just do the perfect tactic pretty much every time, doesn't he? And he wasn't too far behind Ryan either after that off where to get a bit Rodders. It was about 2 seconds, wasn't it? It's still precious time, but in the long run, it's manageable over 3 hour race.
Absolutely. Just a shout out. I think this is the most people we've had ever viewing our stream in RWB. So shout outs to everybody watching the race at the moment. I hope you're enjoying.
Give us a thumbs up. Say hi.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Say hi. Tell us how you're finding it. Tell us how you. As I said before in the commentary, to anybody who is interested in the club, search us up. We are there. Charger, Tiger, Rodders, Rigel, not Pinpoint. What am I talking about? You'll scare everyone away.
He's the bulldog.
Look, we're all here to help out. We're all here to answer questions, and we're all here to race. And that's why we've got some new guys racing tonight. Absolutely great talent. Ryan Winch currently in first place, lap 51, 3 seconds ahead of Jorgen now. Let's be honest, John, Tiger, and Charger. There's only 2 people which are lapping consistent 151s at the moment, and that is Rigel and Ryan. It's got to come down to these 2.
And that is a contradiction. Well, not a contradiction in terms, but just listen to that statement again. Ryan, who we haven't seen before, fair play, a relative newcomer. Ryan, how many seconds in front of Jorgen Walby?
4.
3 seconds.
3 seconds in front of Jorgen Walby.
4.
That's like saying, my son is stronger than Superman, and he's 12.
That's true.
Yeah, I was about to say,
can we watch out for him?
Yeah,
can we have a look at Jorgen's?
We have done, and it's a couple of seconds slower than Ryan's. It's 153s consistently, and Ryan's is 151. So Ryan is definitely on fire. Scott Free, shout out to him, because he's been. We've said a couple of times now, and I've heard it from other commentators, that Scott Free has just been getting better and better consistently, and he's currently running 3rd place in the GT2. He's been racing over an hour and 40 minutes now.
Fun fact: Scott actually races BMWs. He's got his own race car.
That's not a fun fact.
It's not fun.
That's a fact.
It's not.
It is a fun fact.
It's a fact.
If you come from where Charger comes from, it's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
because all they do is nick them. They steal them there. They don't race them. They steal them. They steal them and then sell them to people like Scott Free.
Hold on. Why is Rigel chatting in chat? Don't chat in chat. It could kick you out of the game, Rigel. Get back in your car.
How many screens have you got, Rigel? I tell you, I've got 6
Christ.
here. It made no difference.
I can tell Rigel right away it's not going to be exciting at all, because you're going to beat Ryan on tactics. You're going to be 10 seconds ahead over the finishing line.
That scares the hell out of me, because honestly, oh god, it's because Rigel and Ryan are like, this is a race I want to watch, and you guys are crashed out. I don't want anyone else to.
I'll tell you, God, can you stop talking about that? I'm breaking out in sweats.
Hey, shout out to Rodders as well at the moment in WTC. He's currently 1st in WTC, but he's actually got himself in 6th position overall in the race. That's not bad. Hax is 7th position and Audi's 8th. Hax, which I kind of sat there and said earlier on, he's made a few mistakes, he's done a problem. He's in 2nd place at the moment, but he is 90 seconds behind Rodders, and that is a significant difference.
Definitely is. That's
I would have been
almost
7th.
a lap, isn't it?
9th. I would have been 9th now.
I'd have been in front of you.
Yeah,
No, you wouldn't.
see,
No, you wouldn't.
oh dear. Right, listen.
I'll tell you what, you two go and face it off. Start your own race together with each other and see who does the last 2 hours, or best of the 2 of you.
I'll tell you what,
Now Speed Demon's in the chat. Speed, you alright? Speed?
Speed
Hello.
Demon. He's the one who's in front of you.
Hey, Tiger.
Yeah, happy birthday. Thank you very much. Thank you.
What did you get for your birthday, Tiger?
A crash game?
Blowjob? Am I allowed to say that? I don't know.
Do you know what? We've crossed every boundary tonight anyway, so...
This is RWB, not BBC, ITV or Channel 3. If you're interested,
That's
come along.
true.
rwbracing.club. Click on the link. Find all the information you want to know.
Jesus Christ.
I wonder if,
I'm not going to lie, right now, an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 16 minutes left of the race. They're quite spread out. It's quite, it's a bit...
We're a bit in a limbo, aren't we? Because
We
there's
are a
different
bit in a limbo.
strategies, different break times, so it's going to be about half an hour more before we start to see the field shape up when everybody's done their breaks.
So listen, this is where I kind of wanted to start testing some of the YouTubers tonight, and I actually want the YouTubers to answer our questions for us. What year was this circuit built? So what year was Paul Ricard built? And come on, YouTubers! Shut up, Tiger. You don't get to play this game.
It's fairly recent, isn't it?
No,
No, it's not.
What about why it was built? Huh?
it's been updated for the Formula One, but you know.
Have you told them why it was built?
Danger Dave has said during the war.
During the war. It's during the war.
Do you really think they built something during the war?
If it was in France, it was during the war, then
things.
unfortunately it was bombed.
I should be a bit careful with saying that, because we still have roads here in Stavanger that the Germans built in conjunction with the airport. So
you got upset about us talking about coronavirus just then, so you shouldn't talk about the war at all, John.
Hello? Did you disappear?
No, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
No, that was John saying you will disappear if you carry on with
Okay. I get it now.
This is like one of those Radio 1 bloody travel show things where there's so many people you just can't picture it, and all you want to do is listen to the music. Like, shut up and put the music on. All they want to do is listen to you talk about the racing. But
they used to race horse and cart round there. No.
Danger
rubbish.
Dave, take yourself off outside, find yourself a hammer and cave your own head in. They did not used to do that.
Jesus Christ, Tiger.
Spartacus ran round here, apparently.
Jesus Christ.
Danger Dave, come on, I'm only having a laugh. Don't take it too hard. God, everyone's so sensitive with the internet.
You might do. 1969, you nailed it, Beer. Well done.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so Beer is the fastest Googler.
Yeah, the fastest Googler, yeah. You can't bullshit nowadays with Google, can you?
That's a good year. This year I was born.
So it is one of the most hideous tracks I've ever seen. I do absolutely detest it, and it's one of the most boring Formula One tracks of the year. But it was built in 10 months in 1969 and opening in 1970 with a 2-litre sports car race. It also secured the French Grand Prix from 1971 for 14 years. Built under a political objective by a businessman, Paul Ricard, after a ban on him advertising his pasties.
That's right, it's true.
What?
Gen up.
Yep.
He was trying to sell pasties, and the old French government at the time said, "Oh no, you don't, mate. You need this license and that license, and so on and so on." Yeah, look it up.
Pasties, as in edible pasties.
As in, yeah, not as Cornish pasties, clearly, because he was French.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Pasties
garlic
area,
pasties.
Ugh.
garlic.
Pasties and pies, basically.
It's an interesting track because obviously it does talk a little bit further into that information that obviously where it was built, it is flat, and it's just, I don't know, I've never been able to, ever since it was reintroduced into F1, I've never been able to click with it, to be honest. It's just the technicalities of it, isn't that, I don't know, I mean, it's got a couple of corners and a straight,
I
really.
think it's just because it's got corners in it, it throws you off. You're used to just going in a straight line.
I'm used to going off the corners and being slow. You know, I don't like it slowing me down.
You know why the centric circles there, blue and red, right? Have you told everyone why they're there?
I haven't told everyone. Would you like to?
Well, the blues. No, you're chief commentator tonight. I'm a guest.
Well, I mean, you just barged in, to be honest.
Started swearing and telling everybody off.
You started whinging
sorry.
at
Do you know
everybody.
what? Yeah, fair
First
play.
you ranted on the people passing you, and then you ranted on the game.
Look, do you know what? I'm so very sorry, everybody. I've had I really wanted a really good 3-hour race, and I don't mind. It's called a thumbs problem. You know, when you're flying radio-controlled helicopters or planes or whatever, if you crash it because of you, tough. But if all of a sudden it falls out the sky and it was nothing to do with you, that is just effing annoying. And when you know, I'm not going to say work so hard because you have to put this in a context, but when you prepare as well as we do for an event like this, which is 3 hours long, and then through a mistake which is nothing to do with you, the game crashing, that is then over. That is a hard pill to swallow. This isn't 20 minutes or 40 minutes. It's 3 hours worth. So most of us have done runs for 4 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours in my case. Just being able to know the circuit inside out and give a good race to other people as well as yourself. When that's taken away from you, that's a bit of it.
I did about 10 minutes.
Well, there you go.
It
showed.
We can totally understand. It's
in front
happened.
of you.
It won't be the first time, and it won't be the last time it happens in any kind of racing sim, unfortunately. But anyway, listen. Going back to your question, I do actually know a little bit about the circuit and the lines.
You tell
So the actual blue and red is it's kind of a replacement to a gravel trap. So they're made of a certain different density, and I'm not actually reading the sheet as well, to be honest, Tiger.
I wrote it for you.
Yeah, but the blue slows you down, but the red can wear your tyres down and is a lot grippier.
Yep.
So again, it is very similar to a gravel trap. It's basically essentially to keep you off of that because it will damage your tyres.
Yep.
I'm not sure whether that physics actually applies to Raceroom. Maybe one of you can
doesn't feel like it.
No, it doesn't. But I've done a fair bit of reading up on it earlier on, and the blue ones is made out of asphalt and tungsten chip, and it will naturally slow the car down through friction. The red, however, is a harsher grain of tungsten, and it's also got fibre in there. So they've done tests, and this is why the owners of Paul Ricard are able to say this is the safest racing track in the world. On one section,
it's the most boring.
Yeah, I know, and I'm adding to it, aren't I? I'm sorry, I'll close in a minute. But on one section, they approached at 50 miles an hour and took their foot off the throttle, and the car was slowed down by the blue and red centric circles or centric lines. So it does work as well as gravel. The important thing, it doesn't damage the car, apart from the tyres.
Shout out, thank you. That's good. We like it. Shout out to Napone. You don't have to, mate, honestly. You don't have to. Shout out to Napone. Also, quick shout out. C-Hax has just pitted as well from second, and Audi's currently pitted in third as well. We're not really seeing, to be honest, there's not a great deal going around on the track again. Rigel has come out of his 15-minute stop. He did come in and say hello on the YouTube chat. He's currently in 8th position with pinpoint. Sorry, he's 6th position now. He's 6th position in the GT2s, but 8th position in total on the race, with pinpoint right behind him. But already he's kind of like starting to create a gap from pinpoint. So really, it's all to play with Ryan and Rigel on the GT2s. And
so when did Rigel pit up that modified bonnet?
What modified bonnet?
Can't you see it?
That's all right.
No, it's not. It looks like it's been slapped around. It's going to be annoying to drive with. Can we get a cockpit view of Rigel?
Of course we can. Yeah, no, of course we can.
Can you see?
It looks normal to me.
It looks normal.
Yeah.
You been on the mushrooms, John?
Yeah,
John,
apparently.
are you okay?
It does look normal to me.
When you drive a Saab.
John's got coronavirus.
That's what happens when you drive a Saab. That's all I'm saying. Should have GM, and then you'd still have a Saab.
Can I take some more of them and then? More mushrooms, I mean.
So Rigel, he's currently 2 laps behind Ryan as well. Chasing down C-Hax, Napone, Rodders, Jorgen and Flack. Rodders has done absolutely phenomenal. He's currently sitting in 5th position in the entire race. And he's got the closest car to him is 2 laps behind him, if that's right, on the race director. That's absolutely insane. So Rodders is really dominating and controlling the race for the WTCs at the moment. And we kind of said that would happen. We've got Audi, Forston, Helmet, all of those guys which have pitted. So maybe he's just going deeper into the race. He has got Forston in 4th place in the WTCs, and Helmet 5.6 seconds behind him in 5th place.
Has Rodders had his 15-minute yet, though?
I don't think he has had his 15 minutes.
He hasn't. He definitely hasn't, not to be up there.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he'll
and
be
C-Hax
coming
as
in the
well.
next 5 minutes.
C-Hax has got his break as well.
Yeah, Rodders will take it right to as far as he can and then sit there 15 minutes. He'll exploit the first part of the race and have a strategy of, well, people will fall off of the track as well as his pace, obviously, and he'll do exactly what he's doing, which is climb up and then give him that sort of space to sit back. That's what he'll do.
I think we're going to get a measure of how good the different tactics are as well in the GT2 pretty soon, because Jürgen Volby is on his 15-minute break and Rigel have had his 15-minute break, so it's going to be interesting to see the distance between those two when Jürgen is finished with his.
Rodders has just gone in for his 15-minute break now, by the looks of things. He's just gone in now.
Is it though?
Well,
what lap are they on?
No, it will be.
Yeah, it will be an
lap
hour
55.
Yeah, it will be, yeah.
Yeah, you'll fuel up for the rest of the race.
Shout out to Wolby. Could I just listen, guys? For those of you racing, can you stop closing your game down and chatting in YouTube? You're scaring the shit out of me.
Yep.
I don't want any more crashes, man.
Yep.
How many people are left in there?
We've still got.
You've got more people that have crashed out than is left back in the WTCR.
Yeah, we have 24 on the overlay, and out of those 24, 4 of them have crashed out. I believe Menacing has crashed out as well.
Yeah,
so that leaves
FX
20
crashed out, I crashed out, Al Gardner crashed out.
There's a lot
Dave
more
Crew.
this time than the first time.
Yeah.
Dave crashed out pretty... Well, I think he had some equipment failure or something pretty early. He went straight forward on the Mistral straight on lap 3 or something like that. It was pretty early in the race that he had issues. I'm not too sure if the game crashed out, but he definitely had some issues very early.
Just wondering if Ryan might be caught napping a little bit here, because he's currently lapping in the 152s, 153s, and if we shoot over to our chief trackmaster, he is still in the 151s mostly. So, Rigel currently 6th position. Go on, John. What's your thoughts on this?
No, I can see that, you know, the first laps that it does on full tank here, you can see 52.3, 52.6, etc. So it's quite evident that you are slowed down a bit on the full fuel, even with the soft tires. So not too sure it's too big of a difference.
Scott Free currently doing the 154s. And Jorgen, he was 153s. Yep, still doing the 153s. So I'm sorry, it's still a 2-horse race in for GT2s. As for Rodders, oh god,
Jürgen is now out, isn't he?
Jorgen is out.
No,
Jorgen's
he's taking his 15 minutes. He's on his. He just said he's on his mobile, so he's not interfering with the game.
Yeah.
Good call.
Fair play.
Rodders, he's pitting. He's taking his 15-minute break. He's been consistent 2-minute freeze at the moment. His biggest threat is Forsten, who's 2 minutes 2. Forsten's a 2-minute 2 with Helmet 7 seconds behind him, also lapping 2-minute 2. So yeah, Forsten and Helmet is Rodder's biggest threat.
And you have Sihiriar right behind Helmet again.
Yeah, absolutely. 6.9 seconds.
So it might be a very close race in the end here now for the WTCR.
Yeah, absolutely. He's 6 laps behind at the moment, Forsten, Helmet, and Syria. We've got 1 hour 2 minutes to go. 1 hour 2 minutes to go. Still no real close gaps at the moment because everyone's still doing their own little tactics. We've had our own little... Some people pitted for their 15-minute breaks within 20-30 minutes. Some people have done it within the hour. With an hour to go, we're starting to see more people do it. And we're starting to see more cars starting to come a bit closer again now. Fuel loads are going down. They're going to be choosing their final tyres. And, yeah. I mean, John... who would you say so far has really shone for you and really impressed you during this race?
So far, the big surprise for me is Scott Free on second place. he's not done his break yet, but he's been climbing steadily up the sheets, and so he's confirming what we've seen earlier, that he's getting more and more used to the game and getting faster and faster. And in the WTCR is a bit early to say really, because it's a bit unclear picture at the moment. Obviously Roder's been impressive that he's so far ahead of the rest at the moment, but we'll have to wait for his break to be finished to have a look on how things are. And you know, as always, Rigel, he seems to have a flawless strategy.
Yeah, and it is strategy for Rigel, which has done it again, put pressure on everyone again, and I don't know. I always look at Rigel and I see him start from a little bit further back, and you always kind of think, well, how's that happened? But again, just that strategy, just straight away plays for him and gets him up there. Every other car seems to struggle and fall back a little bit, and before you know it, he's there, ready for the pickings.
Well, he's just so consistent, isn't he? You know, I mean, that's the thing. You look at his times: 151.8, 52.2, 51.5, 52. You know, he's so consistent and so, dare I say it, clean. That you know, that pays off hugely. He's you know, he's a track master, isn't he? Simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, no, I'm not in love with Rigel. Beer, piss off. If anything, he's the last person I'm in love with.
He is.
So Wolby, we just zoomed in on him as he's giving us a quick comment, saying he's off to race. Wish him good luck. Good luck, Wolby. Although you should have started racing by now. You're boring us a little bit, so we're going to go off camera from you. You failed a bit there, to be honest. Rodder's still in the pits. He's 55 laps. Forston's still 50 laps. Forston's still got 5 laps to do. 4 laps to do now before Rigel flies off again. And that's critical, really, isn't it? He needs to. Forston, that Golf looks amazing. It looks so well planted, John.
I've never tried these cars. I have no idea how they feel, but apparently the Golf wasn't the fastest in the class, as I understood. Can you
middle runner?
A middle runner, yeah.
Yeah, middle runner, well planted, but a middle runner.
Yeah, so I think he mentioned as well in the Discord chat, Thorsten, that he's going to pick the Golf as a challenge. So he likes to do the challenge. Apparently, we do know that he does serious racing in esports. So, and we've seen evidence as well that he's a fast driver.
Yeah.
So obviously he likes the challenge.
Charger, Tiger. Who would you say?
I'm still crying here. I'm still wet.
Stop it. Come on. Who would you say has impressed you two tonight? Because you've been racing with them.
Well, in the touring cars, I've got to say Charge. Of course, I'm going to say that. You know, sometimes the fun is not necessarily at the front, and you know, it takes 2 to race, and you could automatically, you know, anyone will tell you that does this, and you will do it. You know, most of you are listening to do it. You know, sometimes when you're that close to someone, or you got someone that close behind you, the rest of the field is irrelevant, and some fantastic racing can ensue as a result of that. And you don't have to be at the front for it to happen. And for me, what I saw as a driver was I saw some great tactics and some fair racing, and that's what we're all about. RWB, race clean, race fair, and then race for position. And for me, and what I saw, he was always conscious of where I was and pushed hard, but at the same time saw when I had advantage and, you know, race clean and fair. So for me, it's Charge. But on the overall scheme of things, well, as you said, Scott Free is very impressive, and certainly bordering the lines of above that, which is average. But of course, you know, you've got Ryan. You know, Ryan is a lone wolf. He's come out of nowhere. I think he's raced with us once or twice before at the most, and he's given everyone a run for their money. So, you know, on a serious note, you know, you've got to, you have to acknowledge, as is the right thing to do, not you personally, but it is the right thing to do to acknowledge someone who's got clearly a great talent. And you know, Ryan, RWBRacing.club, come join us, because we'd be a better club with you in it.
I was going to say that I'm going to have a word with Ron, see if he wants to join.
No, don't you have a word with him? No.
No, we need someone to challenge,
and it ruins me.
We need someone to challenge Rigel and Rodders and the like, you know, some fast guys. So anyone that's fat and speed,
I was going
Yeah,
to say, I was gonna say,
No
will
one,
you
no one
speed him
challenges
out?
speed. No one challenges speed. When Chuck Norris,
I've seen
Bruce
someone
Lee,
challenge
Chuck
speed.
Norris, Bruce Lee, and the Stig got in a room one day and exited Speed Demon.
I observed quite a few laps with someone that challenged speed, and it was a female,
Jessica.
Jessica. Yeah, she
We are
was
forgetting
fast.
Helmet, you know. We have forgotten Helmet. You know, he's currently sitting in third in the WTC. They're now 2 laps behind Rodders, who still hasn't left the pits yet. And it's starting to get a bit twitchy now, actually. I'm starting to get excited about this. He's 10 seconds behind Forston. Forston seems to have the commanding lead right now. But don't forget, in the last 3-hour race we had, Forston ran out of fuel on the last corner. And that could still happen now.
Mm-hmm.
So anything
But-
can happen. And Helmet's still in play. He just needs to stop making stupid mistakes.
Yeah,
But
there were some
Helmet
suggestions.
is very fast around Paul Ricard, and he's put some time in, and you know, he's not one of these that will go away and then make 1,000,001 setup changes. You know, he has a certain amount of faith with the sort of default setup and a few minor tweaks, and his speed comes from, you know, the lines that he takes and so forth. He makes mistakes every now and then, but you know, he's a smooth racer, isn't he?
Yeah. C-Hax has just come out of the pits, by the way, everyone. C-Hax has just come out of the pits. He's come out of the pits in 5th place in the WTCs. So Forston and Helmet overtook him as he was coming out of the pits, which is pretty good. So Hax has got fresh set. He's all feeling fresh in 5th place. Rodders, though, still in the pits. There's now a lap down. Forston and Helmet are 1 lap away from Rodders. I know we should be focusing on GT2, and I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if we move to one and then move to the other suddenly, but I'm really interested now as to where Rodders comes out to these 2 absolute stallions. John, predictions?
Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting to see Rodders leaving the pits and where he comes out. It's not too many cars left in the WTCRs. There's only 7 left running, by the looks of it. So it's been a heavy toll in the WTCRs. And we're all just waiting, aren't we? When is Rodders going to leave the pits? How far is Thorsten going to be behind?
Has he fallen asleep?
It hasn't fallen asleep. Well, that's another question. And does Thorsten need to do another stop?
Yeah. Well,
That's
this is
also
it.
a question,
Rodders
isn't
is planning buying Iron Brew. I've just seen
And
it.
toilet
I am
rolls,
Brew.
pasta.
Because
Get in there, woman.
I'm not too sure Thorsten will go all the way home without another pit stop. And that opens the door for the likes of Helmet and Sahiriad as well for the podium.
Here we go. This could be a total and utter. 124 seconds. Forston has just passed the lap. He's just passed the finish line. And now he's chasing Rodders down. He's got 116 seconds. Rodders is still in the pits right now. Still got his 15-minute break. Forston is coming round 2nd, 3rd corner. He's absolutely, it's crucial for him and crucial for Helmet right now. But don't forget, as you said, Zihari Gurib, he's in 4th place and he's now challenging as well. Rodders is still in the pits, still hasn't moved, and Forston is now 85 seconds to go. I'm getting my knickers a little bit wet, if I'm honest with you. It's quite fun watching this. It's great that they finally got the race director sorted and finally got the timing sorted.
When Debug stands up, he drips everywhere.
Absolutely, just like my old car.
Am I
65 seconds.
correct in assuming that Ryan is on his 15-minute break as well at the moment?
Ryan! I don't know. Let's have a quick look. Ryan is on his 15-minute break.
Same with Scott and Flack.
I don't want to look right now. It's 49 seconds. Rodders is still in the pits. Rodders is still in the pits. Forston's coming round. I don't know what corner that is. I can't judge it right now. It's 35 seconds.
Yes, he's about to do the last 2 turns before the start-finish straight.
He's just going around bend to bend.
Bend to bend.
Where I had, incidentally, some lovely little side-by-side action with Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Sorry, I was just writing my acceptance speech for the Oscar for best
Okay, so
racer.
he's coming down the main
Best
straight.
racer of the first third of the race.
So this is Forston's about to take P1. Forston is taking P1. Okay, he's taken Rodders. Helmet is now coming down the main straight as well. Rodders still hasn't moved. Helmet's going down the main straight. He's going to take P2. And again, this is crucial for Rodders. Rodders still hasn't moved. So we've now got our 4th place runner, which, as we said, I didn't think he was going to get too far ahead, but he's now 68 seconds, 65 seconds by Rodders.
He just did a pit stop as well.
Yeah, so Rodders still hasn't moved. So crucial, Forston's taken the lead and Helmet is still losing time by him. So at the moment, Forston's looking pretty promising. Ryan, as you said, he is in the pits. He's currently on lap 66. He's 5 laps ahead of Scott Free. He's 6 laps ahead of Rigel. This is another close one now because Rigel is racing. He's absolutely pounding his heart out. Let's go down to Jorgen Walby, who is currently right behind RWB Medster. They're racing for 5th and 6th position. Stick with this for a moment, John D, while I go for another pit stop.
Honestly, how many pit stops does he need?
I've had quite a lot of beers.
I might have to review his commentator contract, you know, John.
Yeah, this was going on in the first endurance race as well. You know, he was running to the toilet all the time while leaving it up to me.
He gets so
I think he had about
excited,
3 or 4 pit stops. It was incredible. I only had 1. Yeah, I should get better paid than him.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
He does have a baby bladder load, doesn't he?
Well, we're looking at Jorgen chasing Medster here, and a bit of a fact out there is that Medster is on his soft tires and Jorgen is on his hards. And I'll imagine that Jorgen has the better of Medster because I imagine he will have a pit stop extra.
Do you think so? What, Medster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been out on the soft for a while and still 50 minutes left, so he will have to do another pit stop to survive the end. There's no way he's going to get to the end without the pit stop. I think everybody except the people that are in the pits on soft will have to do another stop.
Yes.
So
has Rodders
includes...
left the pits now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rodders is here. He's out of the pits. He's 40 seconds behind Helmet.
Yeah.
And 50 seconds behind Thorsten.
I suspect Thorsten and Helmet will have another pit stop to do.
I'm pretty sure Thorsten will have another pit stop. I'm not too sure about Helmet.
I think Helmet's last pit stop was in theory enough to keep him going to the very end. But I wouldn't be at all surprised if he has one, but it would be a bit daft to have it in the last 30 minutes, I think.
Yes, but it could be just a short stop for tires, front tires, you know.
Yep.
Don't refuel, but just because the pit stop isn't too long on this track, is it? I mean, you have a very short entry and it's just a pit length and then you're out on the track again, so a short little stop for replacing front tires not going to take too much time.
Yeah.
The old pit entrance thing, they changed it this 2019, didn't they? There's a new pit entrance.
Yes, I don't know how many seconds you will lose on a pit entry exit on this track, but 30-40 seconds, something in that window. If it's that much, when you do only the tires.
Oh, a bit of contact there, I think, between Rodders and was it Medster, was it?
Yep. Medster is the white BMW. Yep.
Oh no, sorry, he's in the yellow BMW.
To me, that looked like that BMW was just a bit too,
bit
too feisty.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, there was some. Oh, I don't want to turn this into a whinge. Fuck it, I just can't handle whinges.
Yeah, go on. You might as well. We got 47 minutes to talk about whatever we want. So
it's not a whinge, it's general observation. I think I've mentioned it before, but to mention it again, the rules are quite clear. It is the responsibility of the GT2s to get past the World Touring cars. The touring cars are not supposed to just move over and give the line. If it's feasible, and the only place that it is feasible to be honest, is along the Mistral Straight. If it's feasible, then get out the way and let the GT2s pass. Outside of that, it's down to the GT2s, which means that actually the GT2 drivers have got to be pretty bloody good to be able to come off the racing line, because the touring car will be on it, and accept all the risk of being off of the racing line, less grip, and get past the touring car. And some of them out there are doing it bloody amazingly. Some of them out there need to go back to school.
Thank you very much.
It's a skill on its own, isn't it, to pass slower cars in a different class, in a multi-class race.
There's a reason why GT2 and World Touring cars do not race for real on the same track at the same time. There is a reason for it.
I think it's a prediction. You kind of gotta, you've gotta know what's coming. So if you're following a WTC, you gotta know that they're going to be braking a lot fucking harder before you are, and they're going to be going a lot slower than you are. So you got to kind of try and compensate. Sorry, Bill, you were saying?
No, I was just going to go back to what Tyre said about me and him just dicing. We were so close. We were passing and some great racing. To be honest, I was loving it, and that was for an hour. Yeah. And the GT2s are coming up, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, I'm dicing here. You know, you've got to get round me. It went. I'd say it went really smooth actually, because most of them, 99% of them, knew the fact that, you know, they can't get past you unless they've got a clear way to do it.
Like I said, some are doing it fantastic. Sorry, John.
Yeah, I think the only way to actually get past the WTCRs on track except the straight is to have the inside line of the turn, because the WTCR does slide out and understeer out of the turns quite a lot more than the GT2s. You're certainly not going to pass them on the outside, I think.
Yeah, I had someone try to take me on the outside at the end of the Mistral Straight. I mean, that's a good example. You know, I mean,
it doesn't work.
You know, of course not. No, and a few bangs and so on. But and I don't even know whether you caught it, but I mean, I streamed my own. So I mean, I did. But there was one where Charger and I were attacked from a swarm of GT2s in and out.
I'm sorry, guys. Look at the bonnet of Pinpoint's car. He has a BMW. And go to Rigel's bonnet and tell me that looks normal.
They all look normal to me.
Pinpoint bonnet. Now let's have a look at Rigel's bonnet.
They have the rooms.
Looking at Pinpoint.
I tell you what, looking at this right now, Pinpoint is attacking Jammer really hard. I mean, this is for 6th position here, and Jammer's in trouble, to be honest. He's 11 seconds behind Jorgen, and Pinpoint is catching him on the straight. He's closing in. Jammer's moved to go quite defensively here. And no, he's not moved to go defensively. He thinks he's going to be able to outbrake, but is Pinpoint going to go for it? He's moving out. He's got it. They're literally side by side coming into this sharp right-hand turn. And can Pinpoint get it? He's got it. Now, what can Jammer do? Can he attack or not? He's not. He is going to try and attack. He's going to try and take him on the inside, but Pinpoint's got that, and Jammer will have to try and do something and pull something out of the bag now. He's gone wide on that corner. You saw a bit of brake smoke, so I don't know whether either Pinpoint or Jammer locked up. It might have been Jammer as he went wide on that last corner, but what a great overtake from Pinpoint. I mean, that straight is quite evil if you've got lower downforce and you've got the slipstream.
Yep.
There's not much you can do, to be honest.
The slipstream is going to play quite hard into that straight, because you get to the top end speed quite a bit faster. I believe both cars will hit the rev limiter when the straight is that long, but you get there much faster when you have a slipstream behind.
Yep.
Absolutely.
1.1 miles, 1.8 k's. You know, I mean, essentially, you can get up to top speed in a shopping trolley. You know, I mean, so yeah, it is a slipstream. You don't need DRS around here. You got that straight.
Absolutely. So, look, we might have a bit more of an interesting release here than we did on the WTCs. Rigel's now a lap behind Ryan Winch, and he's coming up to that. He's coming up to the final straight now. He's just overtaken. He's just going through the finish line. He's got a car to lap, and the countdown starts now. 124 seconds. Ryan's still in the pits. Ryan needs to take 15 minutes. It's mandatory. He can't look at the time now and go, oh, God, he's catching me. I need to go. He has to respect it and take it. And then obviously they will be looking at the 15-minute breaks.
Yes, they will be, Chip.
Rigel is on that same lap as Ryan. When is he going to release? It's just, I love it. I want it to be tight. I want it to be interesting. Just a quick one. Jammer's back in the game with Pinpoint. Half a second, he's attacking him again.
They were just done with a Mistral straight again, and of course Jammer would get a lot closer to Pinners on in the slipstream. So that's going to go on until the end, I suppose.
If it was team radio right now and they were teammates, you say, "What the fuck are you doing, Jammer? Fuck off!"
Look at the fucking visuals.
You just try it, son. I've got to focus Mondeo.
Bless his. We should caveat this with, of course, what we're saying is endearing.
Jammer goes to the pits.
Jammer's going in the pits. Jammer's in the pits. He's backed off. Rigel, 38 seconds, 37 seconds. Ryan is still sitting there like a helpless little puppy, like a little gazelle in the wild. The lion's coming, Ryan. You got to run. You got to run. But he's not. He's 22 seconds with Rigel. Oh, God. Come on. We want to see this.
Rabbit, run, rabbit.
Run, Ryan.
12 seconds.
Ryan,
11 seconds. He's down the main straight. Ryan hasn't moved. He's down. Rigel's down the main straight. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Rigel is now leading the RWB International Endurance 2020 race. Ryan's going to have to put the pedal to the metal now. He definitely doesn't want Vis van Versel to overtake him.
But look how much time's left. You've got 40-odd minutes, and we are talking about someone who, although new, has certainly got pace. So it's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible.
He could be able. He could go out on the softs with the GT2's tyres there last 40 minutes around this track.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say that we have to take into account that Rigel's going to do another pit stop and Ryan Winch is not.
Yeah, that is true. And
Ryan Winch will fuel and tyres, and any damage, all done, 15-minute bonus, and he will just go now.
Oh, Ryan is out. Look at it. It's like a bull shark. He's out and he's ready to hunt him down now. Danger Dave has said, how has he made up that time? How has Rigel made up that time? Well, and Danger Dave is saying it's a bit suspicious that Rigel's made up all that time. Let me tell you something.
It's Rigel. He's the chief track master, Danger Dave.
He is tactical. He's like a little, you got to remember, right, Danger?
Super smug, don't forget.
Yeah, when all of us are sitting there racing around going, oh, I've taken 0.001 off of that lap time, Rigel's sitting there with paperwork going, if I do this and I can do it. Anyway, I keep talking about him like Ted Kravitz talks about Lewis Hamilton. I don't fancy Rigel, honestly, but it's just.
Does anyone want a coffee from this machine in the corner?
Oh,
yeah,
cappuccino. I'd love a coffee.
Can we actually get to the corner with all this fucking mess? That's it.
I'll be honest with you, Charger hasn't stocked it up.
For fuck's sake.
Didn't get any from Tesco. We were sold out.
That's disgusting.
Is it time to go through all the ranks? We should be done with all the 15-minute breaks. We've got some pit stops left, don't we?
Yeah,
I was just going to say about Danger Dave. Was Rigel on the softs and went to the hards for the last stint, whereas
Rigel still needs to pit.
No,
and Rigel still needs to pit on the hards, doesn't he?
The strategies so far, as far as we can tell, has been either you're on the soft or either you're on the hards, and no mix.
Yep.
I haven't been able to tell if anyone has been mixing them up, but my testing before the race, for my own part, pretty much said the same thing. If you're gonna do the softs, you're gonna do one stop more, and if you're gonna do the hards, you can do one less. But you can't mix in one stint with softs together with the hards. You won't actually get to the end. So I would be very surprised if anyone mixed it. But the math is there, I believe, to do the 3 stops with the softs and be faster than 2 stops on the hards. I didn't think so before the race, but it looks to be the case, at least demonstrated by Rigel and Ryan, first and foremost.
Yeah. Let's talk WTCs then. Let's go down the rankings. So, in first place in WTC on the 62nd lap, we have Thorsten Ulrich. This guy's been in quite a few races of ours now. He's done absolutely fantastic so far this race. Don't forget, he did a 3-hour sprint, 3-hour endurance race with us before. He ran out of fuel on the last lap, last corner. Me and John D screamed like little girls at a cheerleading course. We were absolutely mental. It could still happen today. He could repeat history and keep the name for himself. But one thing we do know is he is absolutely dominating at the moment with a 56.49 second lead against this Jock Scott, whatever. He's wearing a kilt. He's got no pants on. It's RWB Rodders in second place. He's been driving, again, another absolutely surgical race. He's been totally clean, totally minding his own business. He's been sitting there saying, you GT2 want to fucking barge into me, that's fine. You get around me properly, you dirty bastards. But no, that's Northern, sorry. But he's sitting in second, pretty happy. Helmet, minding his own business in third place. He had this race at the beginning, he was in first. He's kind of like, I think he's probably going to just take some damage control now and get what he can out of this series with 30 minutes to go. I'm not going to pronounce his name, but the Hyundai boy, the white Hyundai boy, fourth place. He's doing absolutely fantastic. I had my doubts. I didn't think he'd be able to finish, but he's done great. RWB Hacks behind him in fifth. Again, 53 seconds behind him. He's just been doing his own race again, to be honest. Not much to say, really, is there, John, about Hacks? I mean,
no, he got a modified bonnet.
See, you're seeing what I'm not. It's so annoying. Everyone's got a modified bonnet to you.
No, not pinners.
No,
Ram them all off.
Dude,
They'll die.
visuals.
I've got you, mate.
Audi.
Bless his heart.
The killer, 8 seconds behind C-Hacks. Again, we've not really seen a lot from Audi. I mean, we saw a bit of a push probably an hour into the race with Audi, but it's not been a lot of drama tonight with him. Allwyn in 7th place. Unfortunately, the rest of the drivers in the WTC have unfortunately retired from... we had RWB Tiger, who was shit, and Charger, who was shit. Menacing Skull had an unfortunate crash, and so did Al Gartner. Dave Crew as well.
I'm offended by that, Debug.
No, you two were racing great, and we did capture some awesome racing.
You know the commentators' rule, or the club rules, don't you, Tiger? What do they say about having a go at the commentators?
No.
Scot-free getting some argy-bargy with Vis van Versold there. They're side by side going down the main back straight here. That is absolutely insane. I'm glad we've managed to capture this. Side by side right now.
A bit of barging, yeah.
Scot-free. I mean, what is going to happen? They're down the straight. Who's got the best package? Who's got the best aero package? They are literally side by side. Vis van Versold's going to take this if he can, and Scott's going to have to deal with that, which he is. But is he going to try and take him again? No. That's mental racing by these two and the BMW GT2s. And yeah, a little bit of argy-bargy, obviously lapping the cars in front, the WTCs, which they had to do. But yeah, I'm sure Scott won't be too happy about that, and he's going to have to collect his thoughts a little bit. What did you make of that one then, lads?
Really good. I mean, we're watching on the stream, so we're about 30 seconds behind you, but and it looked like there was a bit of door rubbing going on there, but I don't think there was anything intentional.
A little bit,
backwards and forwards a bit, but yeah, I think Scott done the right thing, to be honest with you. Scott done the right thing by not letting him go, but sort of conceding that the position was taken.
Like a classical slipstream, wasn't it? He managed to accelerate into top speed a bit faster, and the straight was long enough for him to just nick on the inside and have a better line through the turn.
Yeah, and Scott is close enough behind him that he can exploit the opportunities that the Mistral straight and strip streaming offers. So I think you should keep an eye on him, because
I think that needs to be safe up all of that. Strip
All
streaming.
right, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in the house, this is tragic. Thorsten Ulrich has retired from the race.
Why?
I don't know. We didn't pick it up on it. We've just noticed we've had another retirement. Thorsten Ulrich, which has given Rodders first place. Not sure what's happened. I'd love to try and get some. We'll try and message him on Discord.
He's not
if
even
we
in
can
the Discord, is he? He's not even in Discord.
No, he's not even in Discord. Oh, that's such a shame.
He should be.
Yeah.
He should be for a race like this.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Suspension. He damaged his suspension just posting
On the second chicane.
Thorsten knocked in it half.
That's what we talked about in the beginning of the race, wasn't it?
We did. Yeah. Oh, what a shame. That's absolutely devastating. John, did you want to take us through the GT2 rankings?
We can do, yeah, definitely. We have Ryan Winch currently in the lead. We think that he will be able to finish the race without doing another pit stop. We see Rigel in second. He's now 17 seconds behind. I assume that he has done his pit stop and have these seconds to catch up, because he was ahead when Ryan came out of the pit stops. We have Jürgen Volby. He's currently in third place. There's a bit of a gap there with 19 seconds from Rigel and down, but still proves that a tactic was kind of viable. You know, the strategy, it's not too far off. It could be a difference in speed, to be honest. We have Pinpoint in fourth place. He's currently on the hards as well. And he is going to finish as well. He's not going to need another pit stop at all and get to the finish in that stint. 5 seconds behind Jürgen. He might be able to catch him. So it could be an interesting challenge there for third at the end. We have Thies van Versveld in fifth position. He's on the softs, but he's 38 seconds behind Pinners, and that's not gonna fly. He's not gonna be able to overtake Pinners. He's got to worry a bit more about Scott Free. That's in sixth place, but now 3 seconds behind. We can see earlier on that Thies passed Scott on the Mistral straight, and the fighting have not really continued because Thies has just pulled away. We have Medster in 7th place as well on the soft tires. I believe he is done as well with his pit stops, and 16 seconds up to someone in front, 11 seconds behind. He should be fine until the finishing line. We have Jammer in 8th place. He was contending a bit for the lead in the beginning, but we can see that the car is a bit banged up. So he have had an off in an accident, 8th place. 13 seconds behind him, we have Fabio, 9th place. He's in soft tires, 19 seconds, 28 minutes. I don't think that is enough. We have Flack in 10th place. He has haven't had much spotlight tonight with Flack. He was quite far up on the result for a while there because he did his 15-minute break quite late. Currently in 10th position. Good result still for Flack. 11th place, that's Nepal, our Finnish newer member. The only one driving the rough. 23 seconds behind Flack and 8 seconds back to Lachlan Nichols in the BMW on the softs. 8 seconds, 27 minutes to go. He might challenge for 11th position. And we have Ioan Marinel Bunea in last spot there for the GT2s. 54 seconds behind Lachlan, so that's I'm afraid that's going to be your spot at the finishing line.
Thank you very much, John. Awesome stuff.
He's very good at that, isn't he?
He's amazing at that, to be honest. Right, look. So we're going up to the. We're going back up to Ryan right now. Looking at his driver profile, looking at he's currently laps Last lap was a 153.1, no doubt in traffic. Then before that, he did a 152.5, 151.9. Rigel is currently sitting in the 152s, 151. Don't know what happened on that last 249, but Rigel's currently, he's creeping towards Ryan. We've still got 26 minutes and 40 seconds to go. So it's still one to watch with those two there. They're super quickest GT2 cars in the pack. And definitely ones to watch. And that's, Rodders, is it wrong to say he's had this handed to him right now, guys? Or, John, is it wrong to say that? Or
Yeah.
I don't think it's wrong. I'm not sure if I agree. I mean, Helmet is 12 seconds behind, and that's not too much of a gap in a 3-hour race. And it doesn't take more than a little bit off from Rodders, and Helmet will be right there. So, hand it to him. Not too sure.
No, of course not. I mean, I jokingly said in chat earlier on today, you could put people like Rodders and Rigel and a few others perhaps in a shopping cart and they'll still be out the front there. But, Helmet is, as you say, not far behind Rodders. And I think if you look at the time deltas between over the next 5 laps, let's say, and if there is a sort of close up, then you should watch these two for the last few laps of the race.
Yeah, and we just saw, Thorsten, by all accounts, is a solid driver. He's a good driver, and he had a bit of a mishap there in hotel turn and managed to get 100% suspension damage before we even managed to register it. So
yeah, and it's easy to do. And in fact, Rodder's done it today while he was testing. Bugger me, it hasn't happened to him at all. And then he was doing some testing and bang, suspension damage.
So it's the race can still be very, very quickly over. So it's not a done deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Pinners, Pinpoint in 4th place right now. He's just been taken by Vis van Versold. He's also going to be taken by Scott Free, and I'm sure Medster's probably going to be past him as well. So I'm sure this isn't his 15-minute break, but it will be interesting to see whether he is going on to softs. I'm guessing he's going to have to put a softs on, isn't he? Especially towards 24 minutes to go. Pinners has a problem, Dave Crew is saying. That's not good.
He has many problems.
Yeah. Well,
be nice.
I know, these bastards tonight, they've taken over, they've commandeered us. And Speed Demon, that little rat.
But Pinners is indeed going on softs, so he's going to be on Jammer's tail by the end of the race, I believe.
So he'll join 8th, 9th.
Fabio, though, if that was close to Pinners, he almost lost it to Fabio, which would have really annoyed him. But I think they're in a totally different league, these two. I mean, already he's managed to gain a bit of time and he's getting away from Fabio. His 1.2 seconds was 0.8 seconds, so yeah, he's Dave Crew is now thinking that Pinpoint got hit, so not good. It'd be interesting.
So he had to go in for a bit of a repair. All right.
Yeah,
it's a bit difficult to catch all the action.
No, absolutely. It's a bit of a weird sensation having a multi-class race on a 3-hour, because we always want to obviously try and focus as much as we can on both sides and give them the even split, but it's difficult. It is difficult.
2 races in one. It's 2 races in one.
Yeah.
It is.
Who are we thinking about, like, race as racer of the race?
Well, I mean, that was I was thinking about that. I mean, we got.
How do you do that with 2 classes?
Well, two races of the classes.
Well, we got 22.5 minutes left. I mean, for me,
they can't be in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
No, they can't be in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Can it be Pinpoint again? Because although, to be fair, I'm not gonna. I think we should put it down to the YouTube stream viewers as well. But to be honest, I've had my eye on Jammer.
Jammer is one contender, but I also think that Thies van Versveld has been quite impressive, because he started all the way to the back of the field and he's picked his way up and is now currently in 4th place. So it's been an amazing race from him. Yeah. I think it's one of the first times we've seen him race with a club, and you gotta congratulate him on picking his way.
He's been very resilient. because it's hard to know. I mean, it's hard to know how we race and how the guys race. So he's been quite, to be fair, he has been quite fair and consistent.
And
Who does he race with normally, John?
I'm not too sure who he races with normally.
Right,
I don't
well,
know.
this. You know where we are.
Sorry?
Getting recruited.
Thus, then, Versveld.
So, but I mean, he's not like he's gotten past people by mistake either. We've seen him in close battle with Medster, with all kinds of people. So
Just a quick one. If I can just interrupt you guys, Fabio managed to get past Pinpoint, and Pinpoint is trying to contend and trying to get past Fabio again now. Now that is quite crucial for Jammer's position in 7th, because we did say that after Pinpoint pitting on the softs, he would get that position off Jammer, he'd reel him in. But Fabio has obviously managed to get Pinners, maybe on a straight, and you can see Pinners is absolutely raging right now. He's pushing that BMW hard to get past Fabio. So this is one to watch, really, because it's going to be slowing Pinners down.
And Pinners is on soft tyres, new.
Yeah, and Fabio is on soft tyres as well, but they will be used.
Yeah.
So, and they do, the soft tyres do become a bit worse as they wear down.
Yeah, we could see an overtake here. We could see an overtake here from Pinners. Is he going to go for it?
I think he'll stick to him like glue all the way around until the Mistral, and there'll be a battle along the Mistral.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. Look at him. He absolutely shifts that car down. I'm surprised the way he's treating that car. It's not blown up. That engine is absolutely revving down. Like, he wants that position. Either that or he's totally off his face right now.
And we can also see that the distance between Ryan and Rigel in first and second is quite steady as well, around 13-14 seconds. I don't think there will be much action there unless Ryan does a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. Pinner's coming up on that main back straight now.
Here you go.
He's 0.1.13. Fabio's going into the defensive position, which is it's going to leave Pinners no choice. He ain't going to be going around the outside of this, surely. He hasn't got the legs and he hasn't got the car to do it. And yet Fabio did a perfect manoeuvre there. He defended just how he needed to. And again, placing his car perfectly. This is just absolutely, this is awful for Pinners, because the gap between Fabio and Jammer is now building. It's 14.5 seconds. So, just... Yeah,
but fair play to Fabio. You know, he is driving defensively, and the onus is on Pinners to get past Fabio. He hasn't got to give it, and it clearly, I think Pinners is faster around here, but you know, as well as staying out in the front, is being able to have the ability to get past somebody. And if somebody is driving defensively, you can be much faster than them. But if you can't, you know, and I'm not saying Pinners can't, but using this as an example, if you can't be nuanced enough to know how to attack and win, then ultimately you're going to get held up, and the distance between him and Jammer will just grow.
Yeah, and I think, he's going for it again. He might have the inside, but is that too? Oh, no. It's quite fun watching these two go for it.
He'll stick to him again like glue for the rest of this lap, and again have a go along the Mistral, because that's the only place really that's safe enough for him where he's going to have the pace to do it. But again, you know, Fabio knows that, so he'll go defensive, and he'll either go in the middle or on the inside. Rarely will he go right way on the inside. There's too much on the outside, so he'll go in the middle and force him to go outside.
Last year, 2018, Daniel Ricciardo got actually a penalty. 2019, sorry, it was, where Daniel Ricciardo got a penalty for actually going off track to overtake someone on the main straight as they tried cutting him off. So here comes Pinners again. Is Fabio going to move to the right, left this time? No, he's staying in position. This gives Pinners a perfect opportunity. Is Pinners going to go late on the brakes? We will see now. And they're going to go side by side, and Pinners just gets through. That's absolutely fantastic racing by Fabio and Pinners. That's clean and fair. And well done to both of them. Pinners gets past Fabio, but it's not over yet. Fabio can come back and he can contest for it. Pinners needs to create that gap now on those new tyres if he hasn't already totally destroyed them.
Yeah, and we've just seen that overtake on the stream there, so we're a few seconds behind you. But what Pinners has got to do now is exploit his ability to be able to flick that switch and really get some legs on that BM and get away from Fabio so that he's not challenged again along the Mistral straight and concentrate on closing up to Jammer.
Yeah,
he needs now to do a good run down the combination of hotel turns, etc. before the Mistral straight. Make
Fabio
use of a better grip on the tires to get a stretch on him before it's straight, so he can't get a slipstream back.
Fabio got an absolutely fantastic launch off that last corner though, and really made the time up on Pinpoint. It's almost if Pinpoint struggles with a reference once he's in front of a car, and he kind of struggles with having that person behind him. Again, John, it's what we were talking about earlier on. It's easy to follow someone, but not always as easy to lead.
It's always more positive experience to attack than to defend.
Yeah.
Just gonna do a quick hello to CSAM in the chat. He thinks we have ballast because he sees the ballast in the overlay, but that's a mistake. There's no ballast in this race, so you can't whine about that for today.
and also a shout out to him and Brandon Dove and Hayden McLaren. I think they've just done I think it was a Sebring 12 hours, and I think we've got 3 lads down the team below there. Beans, Madley and Rick Binnersley. I think they're on a Sebring 12 hours as well, so fair play.
Yeah, there's a few people playing about with the endurance races on iRacing, so they're having a couple of teams playing around with that, and I know CSAM also was participating in some Race Factor 2 event.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. The VLN licensing and so forth, and I think he's done quite well on that, so yeah. So, I mean, going back to the club thing for the closing sort of minutes, you know, I mean, the covering for a wide range of sims, and you know, there's no sort of, you know, barrier to, you know, we're not prejudiced against other sims. You know, if R Factor 2 is your thing, or R Factor, or iRenting as they call it, then you know, we're happy to support by giving you the infrastructure to be able to work as a team and get on with it and enjoy it. But this event, however, that's what it's all about, this 3 hours here, and notwithstanding my whinging and whining at the first third of it, it's been bloody great. It's been some really great racing out there. Back to your original question, boys, about race of the event.
I'm still stuck, to be honest. For me, on the GT2, you know what, I'm going to say it's Jammer. The WTC can't be Rodders because he's probably going to steal this. Helmet is catching him. Oh, can we do cars that did crash? Can we do cars that didn't finish?
No, you can't. They've got to finish the event.
So we have 3 people to choose from between Seahacks, Audi and Alvin.
Seahacks, Audi and Alvin.
Is that all that's left, is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm not going to
Then I'm going to vote for Alvin for sticking it out and still racing.
Yeah.
1.5 minutes behind anybody else, but, you know, head down, keep on, finish the race.
Yeah.
A lot of time for that. That's what you call robustness, and that's what you need as well as being the fastest out there.
So, you know, give the chap a little bit of cheer and a result.
Yeah, absolutely.
All those in favour of Alwyn, say aye in chat.
Aye.
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 Over to you, YouTube.
Newsflash: Rigel ain't catching Ryan. He just
he's
hasn't
not.
got the legs on it, has he? He's running out of options and running out of ideas pretty quickly.
There's only 12 minutes left, so it's not going to happen unless there is an accident or incident. Although, that being said, Ryan is starting to get worn tyres now, isn't he? So it's easier to lose your car on older tyre than new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think Rodders is happy that the race isn't that much longer, because Helmet's been sneaking up carefully. He's steadily doing faster lap times on Rodders, but it's just not enough for the 12 minutes that he left. He was about 12 seconds behind, and now he's 8, and he's steadily doing a few tenths a lap faster than Rodders.
Yeah, you just saw Rodders in the foreground there, coming round the corner. as we were following on helmet, so they aren't too far away from each other. Again, it's got to be a mental thing for these guys. They've got to be sitting there thinking, shit, okay, I've got helmet, he is catching me, I got 11 minutes left, what can I do? And if he can't do anything, that's got to take a toll on him, and that's when the mistakes start happening.
Yeah,
it is, and it just proves that, you know, Rodders is he can't relax, he can't cruise this one home, he has to drive it. Sitting there now with his camelback, drinking water and, you know, concentrating.
Yeah, and you know, Rodders will be looking at that time differential very closely, and he will be noting every 1/10 of a second, and he will either be assured in himself that actually his pace is good enough to maintain a delta between him and helmet, or he'll be pushing out a little bit harder. But with the 11 minutes left to go, I think you'll be hard pushed, helmet, to get past Rodders in that time.
He's just taking a second out of him.
Yeah, as you said.
He's literally just taken a second. Yeah, and I don't know if Rodders is. I don't know if Rodders has come across traffic. He's in a WTC. He's got Corvettes and BMWs all around him in his family shopping wagon. Yeah, no, it's. Oh, look, there we go. That big straight, we can see helmet in the distance. He is a little speck to Rodders, but he's there. That's helmet.
That's a moral booster as well, isn't it? When you see the car in front of you chasing.
Yeah, that is. There we go. He's in the cockpit and he can see his kill.
Yeah.
And might I just mention something as well before we start getting to the last few minutes here, is that this is not just a one-off event, it's part of an endurance league that we're running, and we're probably going to do endurance event across different sims in between the main leagues that we're running. So there's probably going to be an announcement for a second race when we're a little bit into our ACC league that is starting up in 2 weeks time. Yep,
28th is the first one. That's Spa, I believe, actually, is the first round, isn't it?
I can't look at this. We got helmet sticking to his racing line, and that Corvette has had to go past him an alternative way, and that is a perfect way to do those overtakes. Perfect, absolutely textbook.
That is textbook. Who is that? Is that Ryan?
Not too sure who it is. Probably is Ryan. It is Ryan. There we go.
Yeah. So Ryan, you know, Ryan. Ryan. Be careful of Charger. He's a sim racer groomer.
Yeah,
he'll be chatting to you afterwards.
He groomed me when I was young.
Helmet is currently 1 second faster than Rodders in the last lap.
I can even remember, Charger, the cars we were racing in grid when you groomed me. They were Cosworths.
Is that right?
It was the Ford Sierra Cosworths.
Alright, D-Bug, you're a good racer, you are.
Why don't you come race with me? Better with the Pimax.
Are you all from Liverpool or something?
What's your missus like?
You got any pictures of your dog?
Sound like fucking John Lennon.
Oh, jeez. 6.7 seconds. Helmet is now behind Rodders. He's closing the gap down. This could be quite interesting now. We've also, worth a mention, that Audi is now 4.84 seconds behind C-Hacks as well. So Audi's actually catching on C-Hacks for a battle for fourth place as well. What?
I was actually catching Audi. All right, that's all I'm saying. I was.
You're here.
I was. No, yeah, I know.
we were watching. No, there was a very good train. We were watching you guys, all four of you battling at one stage.
Yeah, bloody bollocks.
Yeah, we had Skull and Alwyn, I think.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, you had Alvin and Skull and someone else all over you. I was in front of you, I believe.
All right, guys, I'm going to have my final pit stop before the finish.
Whoa. Okay, that's fine.
Pit stop, is that what we're calling a wank?
Pretty much, mate. Pretty much. You got it.
No, that's a 15-minute break.
with me and John D, it doesn't take long. That's why we're not racing. So Rigel's just made up some time on Ryan. Not sure whether that's due to traffic or not. It could be because Ryan's obviously trying to make his way past this back marker here. But again, Ryan being Ryan, it will probably be surgical and perfectly executed. And Rigel's just made another second up on that. So where Ryan might be trying to carefully get past him, Rigel's probably got a fucking ram scoop and is saying, "Get the hell out of my way! I want to win this race." He's now 8 seconds behind Ryan Winch. So
check out
Pinpoint's caught up Jammer. So
yeah.
Oh wow, 2.36 seconds. Yes,
yeah. So his strategy was right, which is what I said, which was he, exploited the opportunity of getting in front of Fabio and to really stretch out to try and catch Jammer.
I'm gonna stretch you out, Jammer.
Fucking look at Jammer's visuals.
It was bloody beautiful, mate.
So yeah, Pinpoint 1.4 seconds. Jammer, I don't think Jammer's going to have anything to say about that. He's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing.
Well, 6 minutes left to go. It's tight, isn't it? Which one's Jammer?
Yeah.
Jammer is in the white BM.
Jammer's in the white BM and Pinpoint's in the black one. 1 second. He's in DRS range. He doesn't have DRS, but now, one thing I can say is Jammer will defend. He will not just let him go past him. It won't be easy for Pinners. And you know what? With Pinners' age and Jammer's arrogance, young versus old, there could be a nasty little crash. It's 5 minutes to go. Does Jammer really want to lose 7th position? Because that's
DRS.
That's critical.
There's no DRS.
There's no
but
DRS.
more importantly, is that touring car in between Pinners and Jammer. Pinners just taking him now, I think.
Absolutely.
But it's also soft versus hards. Pinners on soft and Jammer on hards.
Yeah, absolutely. It's worth noting as well, we're going to be keeping an eye on it. I'm like a little girl right now. 5 seconds now, 5.5 seconds separating rudders and helmet.
You are
We've
a little
got
girl.
5 minutes to go. I have a little vagina.
Did it really sound like a little girl? Hello.
Sorry, Bill. No.
We are going to have to unlist this video, honestly.
No. It's almost as bad as when
Do
Robert's
your
called
feet
me,
touch the
bad.
floor when you're on the toilet?
No,
someone throw him out. Speed, show him.
For God's sake. It's just not good. It's done quick.
Rodders just did a 2:04 lap.
Good God! Look
5
at this.
seconds.
Yeah,
4
but
minutes.
it's how quick Pinners is to Jammer when he's got some clear air. Jammer, you are going down, boy. That is right. The old governor's going to be right behind you now. Look at that.
I don't think he will. I think Jammer will defend that position very, very well. But Pinners will again exploit the opportunity Maestro Straight provides. But it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, Pinners late on the brakes there, right behind Jammer now. 0.4 of a second going down the final straight, going down the main straight, the start straight. Pinners is now 0.4, 0.5 of a second. He's catching and he's gaining. There's no one else around. There's 27-second gap in front of Jammer, 6-second gap behind Pinners. It's just these two. Jammer doesn't want that position gone, but Pinpoint would want it ever so dearly. 3 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is where the main battles are at. Again, Jammer's so struggling with traction, and I think Pinpoint is just so much quicker on the straights. He's got so much more grip. Jammer again trying to fight him off, trying to place that car where it just doesn't want to go anymore because it's obviously got 0 tyres left. And to be honest, this is where Pinpoint at 0.3 seconds down this main back straight, Jammer is going to have to defend for all he's worth, John. And the main thing is, can he do it or not? He's gone far left. He's gone exactly where he needs to be. But Pinners is having none of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Pinners doesn't go. He's going to try and go on the outside on this end of his back straight. He's going. And can he get it? He's going to go wide. He's trying it. He's going to try and take Jammer on the outside. And he has. That has got to be the best overtake of this race. Round the outside, he's taken Jammer. And that is absolutely phenomenal. That is a great overtake by Pinners.
Almost as good as the one I done on Charger, to be honest.
But we didn't see
Almost.
that, so no.
Almost as good as it. Yeah, no, fantastic move by Pinners. Brilliant. Well done. Marvellous.
I would say Jammer's got some backlash, but I don't think he's got any tyres left, to be honest.
He's on hards and Pinners is on softs, and they're not even, they're at optimum right now. And with how long have you got left? A minute and a half left of the race, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. Rodders is managed to keep it 4.5 seconds in front of Helmet. Listen, look, we got 1 minute 30 seconds.
You can't take anything away from Winchy, can you?
Oh no, not at all. Do you know what, Ryan Winch? He's dominated the race. He's done so well. He's he's created. It's definitely something to mention tonight. He will be interviewed. He will be. If he wasn't first tonight, he'd have been man of the match without a doubt. If he wasn't first, second, or first. Did we decide a man of the match for GT2s, lads?
Well, it's got to be Pinners, isn't it?
It's got to be Pinners, actually.
All those in favour say aye.
Do you know what? After that race, Pinners, 100%. That overtake was incredible. That's quality. That is. As long as he doesn't go all wussy on us again and say, "Oh, I'm welling up, boys."
He will do. But look, you've got about 20 seconds left. Winchy is going to win. His mum's in YouTube. His dad's in YouTube. He's got his teachers, his brother, his sister. He's got the whole world in YouTube, willing him on. So fair play to him.
9.9 seconds in front of a Chief Track Master. A Chief Track Master has tried everything he possibly could. He's given everything he possibly can. Auto Director, we don't want you to be watching him right now. We want you to be watching this. I'll do it manually. Ryan Winch, well done to you, young lad. Honestly.
He once again proves that a Corvette is the fastest car in the GT2 class. Yet everybody chooses the BMW.
Absolutely.
Well, in the right hands. I mean, you can't just sit in it and press auto.
Having a wiggle, going to his pit crew, celebrating. Well deserved, well won. Rigel comes through the lap flag, second place. Well deserved to him as well. I mean, these two have been absolutely dominant through the race. Rigel second, Ryan first. Jorgen Walby, 76 seconds behind those two alien players. Racers, absolutely unbelievable. Jorgen Walby's raced an absolute stellar race as well. I'm sorry, guys and girls, but because we're on because we've got the others as well, Helmet, we've got to go to him quickly. Helmet and Rodders, I think this is their last lap, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
2.6 seconds, 2.67 seconds. Rodders comes in on first place. He's done an absolutely stellar race. Forsten Ulrich had it, but Rodders has taken it because of a few problems, and Helmet in second place, chasing Rodders down. He's absolutely deserved that. This is difficult now. I don't know which one to bloody go on.
Well, you should go to the third in the WTCR, shouldn't you? Good on you.
Should I?
He's a new racer for us, isn't he? And he debuts with the third place in the Endurance Series.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's done bloody brilliant. And to be fair, I took the piss out of this guy and said he wasn't even going to get anywhere near the front. He was going to be last the entire time.
You hoped he would be last because
I thought he was going to be last. Yeah, he's got a Hyundai. Does that mean you drive one, John? Is that what you drive, a Hyundai?
No, that's going to be a contest.
We didn't find out, did we?
Or a Kia?
It's a Kia.
It's a Kia, isn't it? What great racing from all of these guys. Do you know what? I'm just going to turn Auto Director on and let it do what it needs to do now. I mean, I just haven't got a clue what it's doing, to be honest. Great racing. That's absolutely fantastic. Steve Winch, you're an absolute legend. Thank you very much. We enjoyed commentating tonight. Absolutely love Charger Speed and Tiger coming in as well. That was absolutely awesome.
Are we dragging the winners down?
Yeah, John, do you want to do it?
Yeah, I can do it. Should we let Tiger do the interview round?
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, he's a griller, isn't he? He'll grill you.
All right, so we need from the GT2 is Ryan, Rigel, and Jorgen. Let me get started. We have Rigel. Where is Ryan? Who is Ryan? Here he is.
Ryan! Oh, I shouldn't really say that. Like,
Ryan.
And then it was Jürgen. And that's J-Dub. All right, Tiger, the interview objects for the GT2 are yours.
Excellent. Ryan,
Hello.
how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. A bit sweaty, but I'm all
How's
right.
your day been? All right.
A lot better now.
How's Mum?
Oh, yeah.
We're all worried about your mum and your dad and your teacher and your cousins that have been in on YouTube. Fantastic racing from you. Really enjoyed watching you. I'm glad, actually. It's the only good thing that happened to my race was that my game crashed, my sim crashed. And if it hadn't have done, I wouldn't have had the pleasure of watching you. Fantastic racing out there. Give us your view on how it went.
It went pretty well. First stint was pretty solid. I see Rigel opted to have his 15-minute break in the second stint, I believe, on his second pit. But as soon as he did that, it was just like I had the track to myself. So I just kept on going around, put lap in after lap, took my break on the third pit, and then, yeah.
Clean air. And clearly, the Corvette, I mean, John D said earlier on, it's proven, the Corvette has got, the fastest one in the GT2 class. Everyone goes for the BMW. But, of course, it all depends in whose hands it's in. But you've clearly got a few hours in the old Corvette.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely...
Thanks, Pinners. Pinners, we'll come to you in a minute. Ryan, over back to you. Corvette.
Yeah, definitely. Probably not a few hours, probably a couple of weeks.
Right. Now, listen, there's lots of people to get through, and not to be rude or anything, but I'm going to move on to second place. But before I do, please hang around because I believe Charger wants to talk to you.
oh, God.
I think Ryan wants to. I think Charger wants to have a chat with you about the future and where you race and so forth. So very well done, Ryan, from all the commentators and everyone. Fantastic racing.
Thanks very much.
Nice, mate.
Lovely.
No worries.
Yeah, great
We
race,
hope to see you again. Don't
Take
disappear.
care,
Just hang around now. Rigel, you are the chief track master, and we love watching you. Your RWB mates do, and so does everyone else as well. But you must have thought at some point, Christ, what have I got to do to catch up with this fella?
Well, I was in the last stint. It went down from, there was 15 seconds after the last pit stop, and then it went down to 13. It got stuck at 13, then went down to 11, and it got stuck at 11, and then finally it came down to 7, and then I came up behind Pinpoint having a battle. And that was that, unfortunately. So, but I went, I split my strategy evenly, just did softs all the way. I think it was probably the best strategy. I mean, it seemed to outstrip everybody else. I think if I'd have qualified better, I think it would have perhaps been different.
Yeah. And how did you find getting around the touring cars?
Bloody nightmare.
Mm.
You always caught them on the worst possible moment, and it was choosing whether to try and go around them, which was tricky, or try and get up the inside, and you'd catch some of them a little bit unawares quite often.
Yeah. Brilliant. Any other final things to say about your race, second place?
No, not really. No, I was quite happy with it for sure. Sorry, go on.
No. That's great, mate. Now third place, Jürgen, I believe. Jürgen. It's Jürgen, isn't it? Jürgen.
Come on, Tiger, don't mess this up.
Radio check over. Strength 5. Move position. Try again. Jürgen, third place. Good racing from you. How did it go for you? Tell us your thoughts.
Well, nothing really. That a 3-hour race, anything can happen, and I just tried to make my race the best that I could. I knew that everyone was on different tactics and tire strategy, and this 15-minute pause in the race was welcomed, and I just tried to do what I could do the best with the car that I had.
Yeah, well, very well done with you, third place. Now, on to the touring car category. Rodders, I jokingly said during the day, you could put Rodders blindfolded, naked, tied up in a shopping trolley at the bottom of a hill and have a race going to the top and it'd still win. But how did the race go for you? I mean, you had a great race, but we actually asked, has this been handed to him? Well, you had helmet behind you, so you felt the pressure.
Oh God, aye. I mean, I didn't expect that at all. That was I was mega punching the air after. That was just excellent to win that. Helmet and Torsten. Even looking at TT times, I thought they've got a bit of pace on me. But I learned, I think, before it, I'd picked a different strategy to Helmet, and it turned out I think Torsten was in a similar 3-stopper. I think they did have pace on me, but I think I had a slightly better strategy, and I knew I wouldn't know until I came out that last pit stop. I knew they had a pit to go, and I thought Torsten's too far ahead. Helmet might be a chance, but when they stopped, they both took a lot longer than I expected. And I reckon Torsten was going to catch me, but I think he unluckily broke his suspension, so bad luck to Torsten. And I knew my tyres were going to go off, and that gap stayed about 12 seconds, and I knew it was going to plummet. I think I might have had one more lap in it, and Helmet would have taken it. So I just epic. I'm so chuffed. Didn't really make any mistakes. Strategy went fine, and yeah, I'm well chuffed because I didn't expect that.
Awesome, well done. Really good. And let's move on to Helmet in second place. Helmet, you must have thought to yourself, for the love of God, please if I just had another 2 laps, because you really caught him up right at the very end, didn't you?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had 2 spins, one on the second lap from the front, and then again after one of my stops with cold rears in the first sort of right-hander. So I definitely threw away probably 10-15 seconds at least there. So disappointed in that, because I could probably have clinched it. But no, Rodders, mate, you drove a cracker. The strategies we knew at the start were different, and I think they were close actually, weren't they?
Yeah, I think you guys, all of you had dropped your downforce, because I was clearly down on the straights, which I think was a mistake. But yeah, excuse me.
Good race, thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah, cheers, bud. It's great.
Well done to the pair of you. Bloody marvellous racing, and like I said, I'm sort of grateful that I managed to race for a bit of it and watch the rest and hang around the commentary. It was a lot of fun. Now on to racer of the event. Now there's 2 classes, so there's 2 racer of the event. First is the touring cars. Race of the event is Alwyn. Alwyn, very many congratulations. Do you know what this means?
I'm very honoured, but I don't know what it means now.
It means that you are formally recognised as the best racer in the class. Although you didn't come first, second or third, you exuded all that we all want to do, which is grit, determination and commitment. You're a minute and a half behind, but you carried on going. And that is, highly respectable by everybody, especially on a 3-hour race. So very well done to you.
Yeah, it was like that for the last hour or so.
Yeah, very well done. You don't get any prizes or anything. You can bugger off now.
5 point bonus. 5 point bonus.
5 point bonus, Alwyn. Well done. Now, Pinpoint. Bless your heart. We've left you to the very end, Pinpoint. But Pinners, you are the racer of the event for the GT2 class. We absolutely loved watching you out there. You're fantastic racing with Fabio and also with Jammer towards the very end. And you're the racer of the event for the GT2 class. Well done.
Thank you very much.
And you get an extra 5 points as well, I believe.
Thank you. I fucking loved every second.
There you go. The fucking visuals on it.
Pinpoint. What went through your head when you were doing that Undertaker? Sorry, was it the Undertaker? You were going round him. On the outside of that corner on Jammer on that, like the last few laps. You must have been pretty happy with that, mate.
Did you see the one when I took him on the inside, the other fella? There was 2 Rizzler papers, and I'd get that was the best overtake I'd done. That one on Jammer. I had a brilliant race with Jammer.
That's awesome. Well, look, listen, guys, we're just going to close the stream down now because it's been a long 3 hours, and these guys have been chatting for 3 hours, and these guys have been racing for 3 hours. So I'm almost stepping up and pushing everyone else to the side to close it down. But before I do, fair play to Debug and John D. This is the second time they've done this. It's difficult to do it for 20 minutes, let alone for 3 hours. So Debug and John D, well done. Top job. And what was your favourite part, Debug?
Getting pissed with John, to be honest. That was quite good fun.
You were forever emptying your bag, Debug. What about you, John D? John D, I reckon it's a Saab 93.
Nope.
No,
Right.
It's going to be an open question. It's going to be an open question. And this is just to prove for everyone that bothered watching the stream all the way through. We just passed midnight. It's my birthday. If you watch it, PM me or DM me. Congratulations.
Happy birthday.
And have a guess on what car I have. And I will reveal it in a couple of days.
Oh, I'm all excited. Another competition. I love these spontaneous competitions. Bloody marvellous. And he's a Piscean as well. Oh.
Joking aside, I think for me as well, it was actually the enjoyment of everyone's racing, because it was really clean and really exciting and entertaining to watch. Especially as you know, I know it sounds stupid, but we don't have a lot of that entertainment to watch on telly at the moment. So to watch joking aside, to watch 3 hours of close racing between people online was actually quite fun for me and John tonight. So yeah, spot on. Really good racing from everyone.
Yeah, coronavirus doesn't affect us here. Oh no, I said it.
So thank you very much for doing it, Debo and John. That's hard for 3 hours. So thank you.
Also want to add big props to FX for a lot of sorting out beforehand, sorting the grid out, sorting the stream out, and everything else. That was quite a bit of work.
Yes, I concur.
Yeah.
Hip.
Hooray!
Oh God, they're taking their clothes off and everything here. Honestly, it's an absolute orgy of sim racers. Listen, we're going to close down. Thanks very much, everyone. Remember, of course, we got a race next Saturday. I think it's the Al Gartner race, and we've got ACC. It starts on the 28th. We've got look out for some more info about the endurance races, because there'll be more throughout the year. Lot of fun. So let's all close down then. Thanks very much. Join us again next time. You know what we say. Don't race alone. Race RWB. Race RWB. Put your clothes back on, pinners, and leave the chicken alone.
See you.